It's your turn, baby.
I don't really want friends, I ain't shaking no hand, cause these niggas be cool with the op. You fucking the planet, put two in your top. Grab the 762 cause the Ruger is hot. With a big booty bitch when I cruise in the drop. She give me head to the league like it's not. Still sitting black in an off-white jacket. Never had lights, but I still told the rack. Thought granny in the kitchen when I'm cooking up cat. Dante at the door with the FN plan. Baby O with the police, fuck nigga ghost. How you family going picking out the can. My little bitch from A-List, she do nails and lashes. Mixed with Creole, she do spells and magic. Foot on a pedal, I'm grinding, I'm mashing. Walking the bank like a model of fashion. All the blue hunters I got, I've been counting so long, my finger got blueprints. 2016 coupe biz with the blue tint. 3.5 backwood for the blue mint. Extend on my clip, leave a fuck nigga rip. 250 a line, that's 100 with a seal. 100 rounds in the chop, I'm shooting like Will. Fold the nigga up like a quilt. We smoking jealousy, that shit 300 to zip. Championship ring blingin', that's a trophy. Ice on my neck, made my shirt look soaky. I just spent 1,600 in Oak. I can never let an op turn me to a Zop pack. I just met a thought need to drop where the ops. Accidentally shot a cop trying to learn how to FN cock mat. These niggas cap, socks hat. Yeah. They run their mouth like a podcast. That's why my business I never broadcast. On the block we checking niggas all pass. Killers creeping out of tall grass. All black Alexander McQueen, I'm a king. These niggas acting just making the scene. I got my best game from a fiend. I shoot with great aim like a Robocop. Glock 9 bang like a monoblock. Put up 8 plane in the soda pop. 20 in the bank and I got more in stock. Went to silent meeting, dropped a 40 watt. 10 for the bracelet, it's a prom set. Killers come and kill you while you having phone sex. Nike dunks, I got a long I don't really want friends, I ain't shaking no hand, cause these niggas be cool with the op. You fucking the planet, put two in your top. Grab the 762 cause the Ruger is hot. With a big booty bitch when I cruise in the drop. She give me head to the league like it's not. Still sitting black in an off-white jacket. Never had lights, but I still told the rack. Thought granny in the kitchen when I'm cooking up cat. Dante at the door with the FN plan. Baby O with the police, fuck nigga ghost. How you family going picking out the can. My little bitch from A-List, she do nails and lashes. Mixed with Creole, she do spells and magic. Foot on a pedal, I'm grinding, I'm mashing. Walking the bank like a model of fashion.
Hey, bitch.
What's up, pussy?
Hey, I got you on camera, on blood. I'm shooting a video.
Oh, yeah, man. I get what I'm saying?
Yeah, talk your shit.
Yeah, nigga, bitch 21 checking in. I ain't checking out pussy ass nigga. Which I thought this shit was over. Yeah, bitch ass nigga.
Yes,
Ain't no bitch nigga.
You know what the fuck going on, man. Whole lot of sick shit on this shit. Play each bitch.
Me, he spin that back.
Hop in the rental, mashed up all black, yeah, these niggas know what I'm on. Yeah. Walk down on feet with an ARP, yeah, we quick to get ops gone. Real big dog, he was sticking out a bone. Smoking exotic, 350 a zone. These rappers my kids, they 6 shots clone. Design on my drip, bitch, I'm fly like I flown. 100 times 2, got that shit to my T-zone. Real busy nigga, I'm trapping out 3 phones. I'm moving black, I ain't talking about peace. Bitch, I'm in the field like a nigga got clicked. 32 for the watch and my shit cost a brick. Told them little niggas sit, I go cop you a bitch. I ain't finna fuck if that bitch got a stick. I'm screaming out fires, long little print. We gon' wet up his block with 100 some shots, niggas know when we leave it, it's gon' be drink. Made a bitch get a drop, tryna fuck on the thought, yeah, that nigga die tryna think with his dick. My young nigga sliming like thuggers, you know that we shiesty, we robbing until we get rich. Can't catch him outside, it's a home invasion, you know we running all up in this shit. The last nigga die tryna clutch on the stick, kinda punch on the K with his shooters gon' kill. Double back pump fire, it sound like a switch. Tryna beef with my gang, it's gon' be a risk. My bitch look just like Sierra, yeah, I'm pouring foes in the mist. Addicted to lean, I see perk when I piss. That little bitch is thought eating both sides just like a Twix. Hop in the rental, mashed up all black, yeah, these niggas know what I'm on. Yeah. Walk down on feet with an ARP, yeah, we quick to get ops gone. Real big dog, he was sticking out a bone. Smoking exotic, 350 a zone. These rappers my kids, they 6 shots clone. Design on my drip, bitch, I'm fly like I flown. Design on my drip, bitch, I'm fly as a pelican. Scaling in traffic, a whale, whole elephant. Pull out the ticket for testing my intelligence. I'm out of space on a whole nother element. Two-tone Cartier skeleton. When it's beef, I don't take this shit serious, I think they just melting. My bro watching over, cause I know they fuck niggas devil. Shoot you dead in the face just for heckling. Just like a C-lip and spin on the op block. AR-15 with the titties, no crop top. Say they won't smoke, hot box. Kill tech with a laser, I'm shooting like Cyclops. They say I'm bougie, I'm keeping it decent. Never did like it in, I just kept it in the reason. I just hit it one time, then slid like a visa. No, I can't never let them cross me, Jesus.
Racks in my pocket, I just found for benefits. 762 ripping, knock off your ligaments. You can get robbed for your energy. And you still can get robbed if you in type of shit I'll be dealing with. Smoking until I just suffocate. Everything on me is up to date. And don't believe what them suckers say up in the Drake till it fucking break. I never speak on the internet. That just be too much explaining. Run up them racks like I'm physical trained. Worth 100, so I keep the steel stained.
Good morning, world. What it do? What it do? Man, how y'all doing up in this bitch, man? Good morning, Miss Parker. How you doing, Queen? What's up, Jade? What's up with your sis? Bro, salute, man. Raven Flock, we in this bitch. Lil Wayne fan, what it do? Good morning. How you doing? Until you know the people in the bushes. You know what I'm talking about? What up with it, Vato? What's up with you, my guy? Shit, salute to all y'all for tapping in, man. Y'all see the title of the shit, man. We gonna really just explain, you know what a Natchez and Creek Indians with too. We gonna try to figure this shit out our goddamn self. You know, it can be an open panel discussion, you know, for what you have or whatever. And the crazy thing is, this the depiction. This how I feel, this my opinion. One thing we have to realize that Malcolm X said that we ain't land on Plymouth Rock landed on us. In other words, we already been here. For a lot of people that probably won't look at the historical facts of it, even when we was even when they oh shit, that what's up. That what's up. You know down about Wilkinson County. I know a lot of Louisiana folk they fuck off in Wilkinson County. Shit. No boy, I don't know, you might have heard a nigga GSO Fat though. He from Natchez, but he signed with Cash Money. The little young nigga out that bitch though. Um, but the Natchez Indians just basically, brother, it was like one of the last American keep in mind American Indian tribes that inherited like my part of Mississippi. Feel what I'm saying? And even when they talk about Natchez culture, even if you Google it, it'll say like 6 or 700 AD through like 1730s. That's a motherfucking lie. Cause even when you look at the French and Indian wars, and you look at the time period, or even when that shit went on, you feel what I'm saying? You look at that time period, that's like 1754 through 1763. I mean, we break that. Okay, you that. Oh, you was in PG. Oh yeah, that's why you throw it out there, my nigga. Oh, okay, you was in. Okay, that explains a lot. Yeah, a lot of Louisiana, yup, pork, yup. Okay, okay. The dynamics of you saying that time right there, and yeah, all this shit, Natchez, Wilkinson County, Claiborne County, that was Port Gibson, and all this shit down that way, like it's like a hub for like Louisiana, Mississippi folks. It's like the drop off spot for a lot of motherfuckers. You know, you might have family, friends stay in that bitch, but yeah, Vato, that explains a lot. Then yeah, Vato ratchet as fuck, y'all. Don't let that nigga fool y'all. He ratchet as fuck. Vato is ratchet as fuck. I wish Red Bird or somebody tap in, goddamn, from my hood and shit. I shared this shit on Facebook. Yeah, boy, guess one. Yeah, boy. Whew. Got a goddamn. Yeah, fella. Oh man. What? Boy, guess what wild as a bitch though. But man, salute to PG, man. Shit. Then you step down in that bitch too. But even when you look at the historical facts of the French and Indian Wars, man, and when them wars actually happened, and then if you go to your Google, a lot of people probably can Google and be like, what year was the first slave ship? What year was the first slave ship The first slave ship in like North America or some shit. Google some shit like that. Ain't no telling you like okay, I'ma Google it. Okay, this shit say August 1619, the White Lion. Like even with conspiracy theories, when has the other time you didn't hear anything called the White Lion? Like to be honest, or a person called it. And you know most of them crazy shit about it most of them drop out point was Virginia. And you know Virginia is like it's like a landmark, historical landmark, not just Jamestown, not only for African American slaves, well, slaves period, whether they came from Africa or rather, you know, because honestly, well, a lot of black conspiracy theorists or nationalists or even with the Dan Calloway theory. A lot of people honestly think that, you know, the African American slave trade was told to us in reverse. Well, which, you know, they were capturing us over here, capturing them over there, and you know, they were swapping us out. You know, even when you look at the percentage of slaves that were dropped off in South America, whether that's Latin America, whether that's Central America, whether that's shit, all this shit the same, Mexico, all this shit. You know, I know it's a big difference. Vato, I know it's a big difference. Salute to you. I know it's a big difference. Um, but you know, shit, the biggest percentage of slaves, even when you look at a lot of their festivals, if you go on YouTube and you just look at their festivals and you look at it, it'll put you in the mind of Mardi Gras. It literally will put you in the mind of Mardi Gras. What's up with it? What's up with it, South Memphis? South Memphis. It really will. It'll put you definitely in the mind of Mardi Gras. I see some came across my file like years ago when it was like this YouTube video was like the Mexican grandma that don't nobody talk about. It was basically saying like a lot of Mexican people that's like darker skin, they do have like black grandparents. You rarely do see them. Like most of them be like up on the coast of Mexico that's close to Louisiana and shit. You feel me? That make any sense? And even looking at some of their festivals and shit, what they have going on, the shit look like Mardi Gras. The shit literally look like Mardi Gras. I can't make this shit up. So when you look at the title and we talk about Natchez and Creek Indians, this just my theory. This just my theory. During the Great Migration, when we talk about the 1900s and shit, we passing by sharecropping and all this shit. We had a group of people that probably moved to Chicago or went to the East Coast. Then we had a group of Southern sharecroppers that moved to Texas or moved to Cali. Historically, we see this. That's basically how, even when you think about, you know, the Freeman Banks or Tulsa, Oklahoma, like some of the Exodus migrations, which we can go back to, you know, um, the Book of Jubilee or the Book of Exodus, and we go back to these migrations, even in history, like, you know, shit is all one and the same. You feel me? But one thing that just don't cross my mind, like when they when Martin Luther King started when he made the when he his Homestead Act speech. You look at his Homestead Act speech and you look at the speech that uh Malcolm X gave when he said we didn't land on, it was right after he came from Africa. And he said we didn't land on Plymouth Rock landed on us. If you look at both incidents, both speeches, like right after that, niggas got assassinated. You know, even with Martin Luther King, like he kind of had a change of heart years later after the March on Washington. He said that hell, they ran a play on, basically they ran a play on me. You feel me? This what we went fight for, what we should have been fighting for. We fed into that bullshit. This what we need to be fighting for here. Getting our land back. Why they finessing us on our land? This go back to the whole little house on the period, little house on the prairie theory. When you had a lot of immigrants that they actually intertwined. When you think about the Maya Indians or the Aztecs, you look at their stories, the Incas. When you look at these Indian stories or whatever, and actually when you think about it, when they shift up here, you look at some Mayans, and when you look at even um they genetic background, man, that's the motherfucking them Hispanics or the Mexicans that's in Texas or Cali, or the motherfucker that like MS-13 like type, that's from like El Salvador, Honduras. You know what I'm saying? Like they had that in them. You feel me? They had that warrior spirit in them. Peep game, what I'm saying. Peep game, we can classify this is what it is. Cause honestly, if you put a Native American that's on the reservation and a Hispanic that's from Texas or Cali in the same room, they might have a whole fucking argument if we classify them as the same race or under the same caste system. Um, Let me see. You have the Seminoles, you have Choctaw, you have, man. It's so many tribes far as in far as nations of first group of people that was already here before Columbus or Napoleon or any of them motherfuckers came to this motherfucking land. You feel me? So my thing always been, when you think about on the East Coast, they have like I forgot what them people call Barefoot, and it's another name. But when you come to the South, man, and you hear like, honestly, bro, I ain't never just tripped when I used to hear my dad and my auntie and them up on their side of the family talk about their great grandmama and shit. Or when female used to say like, we got Indian in our bloods and shit. That's why I heard like that. That's why, shit, motherfuckers, we ain't finna get no perms, like talking about. Like, growing up, I used to ask them type of question, the motherfucker, when they said that type of shit. Till I started just realizing the shit on my own just by hanging around, family and shit. Chilling with the older folks, like just being honest. And one thing that ceased to amaze me when you think about all these tribes, but to me, my opinion, when you think about Creek, Natchez, some Seminoles, Barefoot, man, there's one on the East Coast. It basically named after it basically named after a town or some shit in Canada. It's some type of tribe. Like, shit just crazy as fuck. But when you go back and you think about why a lot of older folks don't like Jesse Jackson, Shirley Chisholm, or Al Sharpton, like during the 80s when they went to the Supreme Court to get them to shift the shit from being colored to African American, it was a group of people on the outside of that bitch, man, that really got turned down from Jesse Jackson them and shit, because they actually came with the blueprint of all us being called Aborigines of America. You can look this shit up. I can't cap to you at all about it. 2INC say. Okay. Being part of Mississippi I'm from and shit, man, we always hear about different Natchez massacres over generations and shit. This shit probably started. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. The movie Time to Kill. Y'all remember that movie? Like, this shit happened in Natchez. This shit happened in Natchez. Like, for a lot of people, if you ain't from Mississippi, you probably won't even just know the family, none of this shit. That's a true story. You feel me? But Going back to my great grandmama. Like my dad used to show me like pictures of her and shit. And like even my dad, you look at my skin complexion. Nigga just he just his shit was mixed up a little different. Then like all of them really, like all his siblings, like motherfucker had rich skin, motherfucker had like pale skin, but it was like shit. All of them had different features that they remember from my great grandmama and shit or whatever. And you know, my dad used to always tell me when he grew up, he stayed in Natchez. They stayed out there on the farm and shit. And you know how they used to like honestly be like used to talk about making TPs and all this shit. And I'm like, like I'm a little nigga asking them like, okay, why y'all doing shit? The Indians doing shit like that. And he started just explaining the shit to me or whatever. He started explaining, just explaining a lot of the shit to me. And he was just saying like, that you know, most most American Indians and Native American, like they did come from Africa. You from here, you know, you from here. Don't believe none of the bullshit they tell you in school. You from here. Like even breaking down my family lineage and talking to elders and shit before, they passed away and shit like that. Like I have even the knowledge of a lot of this shit or where I come from. I don't like to talk about a broadcast like a lot of people that's in this sector, how they do certain shit. And I ain't no knock to y'all. It just, just me talking. Um what two words he say? Yeah. And that's the crazy shit that when you split the shit down in the middle between like Alabama and Georgia, it was like even with certain territories and shit. Like, yeah, you know what the French took over, you know what Spain took over, you know what England. Well, you really can't say they. Well, that's a whole nother lie within itself. Cause honestly, since it's Sunday, a lot of people don't want to bring it up. Why did the late? It basically like motherfucker the Puritans left England because they ain't want to pay tithes. Since it's Sunday and we talking about it, like they ain't want to pay tithes. But I'm just saying though. But when you go through Mississippi, man, and Alabama and shit, dog, like, and you really just look at that shit, bro. Even people that still in they last days or whatever, you listen to them talk about how they grew up and shit before you know black and white TVs or media propaganda and shit. Like you have to understand a lot of that shit. Like back then, everybody ain't have like those radios and shit. When TVs came into play, everybody could afford them, so they still was going off teachers and shit of like they elders and shit. But it's kind of just talking to elders, man, and you listen to a lot of shit that they talk about is not far fetched. Growing up and you hear people say how they have Indian in their blood, it really not far fetched to even, think that they cap. You see what I'm saying? Because when you look at, like I said, when you look at the historical facts, like a lot of those people that was coming over here that was immigrants back in like the 1800s, that basically was mating or whatever with, like they was getting classified as Native Americans. They were getting those grants and shit that the government was passing back then, before and after the first census. So, man, I would deep dive in like maybe a couple weeks ago. And I came across a video, man, a live. I don't know when, dude. This dude probably did it live like 2 years ago, some shit. And I just came across it because I honestly was looking up some more shit. Well, I was looking up some shit about Queen, Queen Caliphate. A lot of y'all don't know what it is. I was looking up some shit about her, and it just popped. It just came across my shit. I know, right? Well, nah, I don't know who that nigga is though. I don't know. You know that whole picture, that water fountain he drinking from. It say whites only on there. Yeah, but okay. Even if you don't stay where your family, like most of your lineage actually come from, if long as you know where your family, like where they main roots come, like it can be in and around them city. Like if you go to your city courts, they have all that documentation, man. No cap, they have all that documentation. They can tell you back to whenever they start signing over field lands and deeds to motherfuckers and shit. You can see all this shit, man. You know, ancestors.com, it's a rip off, but like I say, long as people honestly, if your people got some shit signed through me and all that type of shit, if they got some shit, what it do Soldier Part One? They got some shit just even back from like the the early 1900s, just signed documentations. Like, yeah, they can this shit can be pinpointed and like just like that, dog. But I'm going to this shit, man. On this video is like Mississippians culture and the Natchez Indians. This video was did like back in 2018, December the 11th. But it's some people, man, they're probably in the bushes or whatever, man. Like I said, even if you know, you know, shit, tap in. That's all I can say about the shit, but man, let go.
Types of tribes that was found here, but the first tribes that they encountered was the people who they classified now as African Americans. So with that being said, this is the doing the Mississippi and the Natchez, and I'm gonna show you how they're connected to the Mississippian culture. I'm also going to show you the culture vultures who's trying to take their place. That's why it's imperative for you guys that's in all these, especially the brothers and sisters that's in the Louisiana, Mississippi area, for you to claim who you are. You know, we got people that they claiming, and I don't know. I think they should start bringing up lawsuits against these Europeans that's claiming to be them. All right. So further ado, let's get it done because I got a lot of stuff I gotta go into. So let me.
And I mean, shit, like even my folks in Louisiana, I want y'all to tap in too, cause we got to get to this whole Mardi Gras celebration, man. For what the outsiders probably perceive it to be, but for people that actually have people that actually it's a different it's a big difference than the Mardi Gras folks that you know motherfuckers go to and shit. Then it's a big difference that Mardi Gras and the Mardi Gras motherfucker actually have during their week. You know, when your people around, they want to tap in with their ancestors and shit. You feel me? It's a big difference. Like shit, motherfucker. That you know, shit. Some motherfucker shit. If you was in that area, like yeah, your school. If you was in the band and shit, I'm just saying. 'Cause I know the band. The band members know what I'm talking about. Motherfucker had to go down there whoop the whoop. We ain't talking about this side too. So you know, I just want to point that out. I just keep that in mind with this whole shit right here.
Get with this ASAP, all right? Because I don't want to get sidetracked. Once I stop not wanting to read, then I'm already, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot to read. So let's get with this, all right? All right, so we got the Mississippian culture, the last major prehistoric culture developed in North America, lasting from about AD 700 to the time of the arrival of the first Europeans. So it's saying that the culture was intact from 700 AD to the time of the first European explorers. It spread over a great area of the southeast and the mid-continent. In the river valley of what are now the states of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, with scattered extensions northwest into Wisconsin and Minnesota, and westward into the Great Plains. The culture was based on intense cultivation.
And for he kind of is choppy. Like even when I ran the replay a couple weeks ago, he was. That's just how he talked. But had to keep in mind, like more Natchez Indians, most of them settlements was on a trail. We have something called down here called the Natchez Trail that probably go through Alcorn and Natchez, Mississippi, maybe all the way up to Old Miss, dog. No cap, one road. Take you through all this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't want to travel that road at night. Just being honest. Now, when you think about Creek Indians, you think about them riverbanks. You think about I had a little chick I used to fuck with, she from Alabama or whatever. And it like all her family and them like they didn't stay, they stayed in the country. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where it's like they people of water and shit. You feel what I'm saying? They believe in nature. Like and like they was Creek Indians and shit, man. You know, that's just my weird analogy about the shit. You know, I'm one blunt for the morning, you know, fresh out of work. You know, I had to watch the ball when I got off. I'm just saying, though. But they gotta get the
Cultivation of corn, maize, bean, squash, and other crops, which resulted in a large concentration of populations in town along ravine bottomland. Bottomland, practically, and yeah, I'm sorry, politically and culturally, each large town or village dominated the the satellite of lesser villages. Government was in the hands of the priest rulers, and thus the complexes might be called the theocratic village states. Moreover, warfare, which was apparently frequent, produced larger alliances and even confederacies. All right. All right. So it says, let me see something. I was reading. All right, so it's more about this topic right here. Now let me just keep it moving because I got a lot more to read. All right, so it say the central ceremonial plaza provided a nucleus of a Mississippian town, and each settlement had one or more pyramidic, pyramidic or oval earth mounds surmounted by a temple or chief resident grouped around the plaza. The settlement's pattern was typically the most of Middle America, Central and Southern Mexico, Guatemala since as early as 850 BC. But it has not diffused into North America until the advent of the Mississippian culture. The scale of the public works in the Mississippian culture can be estimated from the largest of the earthworks monk mounds in the Cahokia Mounds, say near the Collinville, Illinois, which is approximately 1,000 feet, 300 meters long, 700 feet, 200-meter wide, and 100 feet, 300 meters high. The magnitude of such public works and the distribution of the temple suggests a dominant. Check this out. Let me see something. Hold up. A dominant religious cult and a cadre of priests command the services of large, stable, and docile populations, as well as several artists, craftsmen, and guilds. All right, so this is a little bit of what it looks like now. All right, these are monk mounds. All right, so these mounds found in Collinsville, Illinois. It says the craft work was excavated in copper, stone, wood, clay, and such forms as elaborate headdress ritual, weapons, sculpture, tobacco pipes, ifg, ifg, pottery, and ifvig, and mask of wood and copper, jacketed wood. The elaborate design included feather serpents, winged warriors, and swastikas, spiders, human faces with weeping of falcon eyes, as well as some human figures and many geometric motifs. These elements was delicately engraved and bronzed, carved and molded. See, we got shit over here, man. They always talk to you about Kemet, but we had a lot of shit over here. All right? So check this out. Listen to this, right? This is what's going to lead me into the Natchez. All right. So the Mississippian culture has begun to decline by the time the European explorers first penetrated the Southeast. Why? Why did it start declining? Because they started warring on them. They no longer had peace. Once you start seeing these Europeans come here, they broke up a lot of stuff that was going on because they ultimately wanted the land. And as long as they left you alone, then they all had the fear of you uprising against them. As long as you was, they always wanted to keep monitor your ass to make sure you was basically in good hands with them. And then when they started getting fear for you, they started enslaving you and started trying to make you assimilate into their culture. The same thing they do now. They kept tabs on the Black Panthers and a lot of these other so-called movements. That's the same thing they did when they came here because they wasn't sure whether or not they was going to uprise against them. All right. So it says, all right, so it said first penetrated the Southeast and described the customs of the people living there. The Natchez are best known as of the Mississippian culture that have survived the French Spanish colonization. They number about 500 meters in the early 21st century, which we know that's bullshit. We know that's bullshit. We way more than that. All right, so this is some of the stuff that's going on with this. I want to go into another thing. All right. Let me see something. This is what they said it looked like. If you guys can see this, I got another article that I'm gonna read on this. So I wanted to just pretty much get this out the way. I did something on Cahokia, but I'm gonna redo something again just to open it back up. All right, so Southeast Indians tradition, culture pattern. It said we clearly developed during the Mississippi culture period of AD 700 to 1600s. The Mississippian maintained fine craft tradition and also engaged in long distance trade throughout the Southeast and surrounding culture area. The ceremonial century of Cahokia was home of many thousands at its climax about AD 1100 range from 800. Now remember, they saying that the Natchez are descendants of these people. So as you see, I'm going to show you pretty much what my case, because remember, the Natchez was enslaved. They was enslaved and they was sent to the damn Caribbean. For the ones, not all of them was sent to the Caribbean because, like they said, a lot of them flee. So we're gonna really get deep into it because this is a lot of history that I never really hear nobody really among our community. But I'm going to really pretty much be going into this. All right, and like I said, you got those of you guys who do different works. I like to do a little bit of everything. I could do a little bit of the legal side. I can do a little bit of you know what I'm saying, the history. But I like first of us for us to understand, and this is a lot of the naysayers out there that's saying that we wasn't these people, and we're gonna really deal with this. All right, so let's say prehistoric period. Now we touched on some things in Georgia. We touched on the different mounds that they found in Georgia, as well as the connection to the Mayans. You know what I'm saying? But it say the Mississippian culture named for the river valley in which it flourished, succeeded of woodland culture and continued the tradition of building mounds. Okay, and building mounds. Thomas Jefferson said the slaves used to go up to the mounds and mourn. It's a which we were used for ceremonial purposes as sites for the home of chiefs. The culture developed rock. I'm sorry, I can't get that out right now. Social was with powerful centralized. All right. So this is pretty much what the saying it looked like. These are some other references that they got dealing with this. It's pretty much short article. This ain't really a long article right here. The Okamichi, right here, go to Okamichi National Monuments. Like I said, it's a lot on this, but we got a lot to pretty much go on. It's like another article right here. So this from World Civilization, Mississippi Culture. These are some of the key points that they got right here. You see, it got they talk about Herman DeSantos and shit, and how he brought diseases and everything. Because remember, the Carolina and Georgia and all shit, they said all of that was part of that culture. All right, so let me open this a little bit. Let's read a little bit of this, and let's keep it moving. All right. All right, so here we go again. So the Mississippian period lasted approximately 800 to 1540 current era. That's what CE stand for. It's called the Mississippian because it began in the middle of the Mississippi River between St. Louis. Now remember they talked about Cahokia. Cahokia is a little further from the St. Louis Arch. Okay, when you see that big arch, Cahokia, the base that they said that was 1,000 feet by some meters and everything, that's not too far from the St. Louis Arch. It's saying Vicksburg. However, there were other Mississippian cultures. The culture spread across modern day U.S. There were large Mississippi centers in Missouri, Ohio, and Oklahoma. It say a number of the culture traits are recognized as being characteristics as Mississippian, although not all Mississippian people practice all of the following activities. They were district from this district from the ancestors in adoption of some of all of the following traits. All right, it says the construction of large earthworks, pyramid mounds, and platform mounds. Such mounds were usually square, rectangular, and occasionally circular.
Now,
Structures,
hold on. Let me
domestic
start there.
homes,
Let me
temples.
start there. Cause they what I want to do. I don't know if Jay Longway or Memphis Shiesty. I don't know if they in the chat. When you think about Orange Mound and look at the backdrop of it, it got a mound to it. Like it's a hump. Natchez, Yazoo City. Them the two mounds we have in my area. Now, this the crazy shit. When you go through Alabama, a lot of people don't know. People kind of them mounds, but at the same time, like Alabama is like the only state in the South where it's landscape. Them actually like they got mounds. Like they mounds are like built up like mounds and shit. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you go through that back script through like Talladega and all that shit. But I just wanted to point that out. I'm trying to see what that shit was in Louisiana. Why by Thibodeau? I don't know. I might be moving too fast on that one.
burial buildings of others were usually constructed atop such mounds. Maize-based agriculture in most places, the development of the Mississippi culture coincided with the adoption of comparatively large-scale intensive maize agriculture, which supported larger populations and craft specialization. The adoption and use of the ravine, or more rarely marine shells, as tempering agents in their shell tempering pottery. All right, so it's a widespread trade networks extending as far as the Rockies, north of the Great Lake, south of the Gulf of Mexico, and east of the Atlantic Ocean. The developments of the chiefdom or complex chiefdom level a social complexity, the centralization of the control of combined political and religious powers in the hands of few or one, the beginning of the settlement hierarchy, in which one major center with mounds has clear influence or control over a number of lesser communities, which may or may not possess a smaller number of mounds. The adoption of the paraphernalia of the Southeast in several.
Hold on, let me make sure it ain't this shit. Hold on. Take that down.
Ceremonial complex, also called the Southern Code. This is the belief system of the Mississippians, as we know it. SEC is a term are found in the Mississippi culture sites from Wisconsin. Mississippi cultures sites from Wisconsin to the Gulf Coast, and from Florida to Arkansas and Oklahoma. The SEC was frequently tied in the ritual gameplay. All right, so this is like some of the areas right here where they found it at right here, Mississippi culture. All right, let's continue reading. All right, so it say, although hunting and gathering plants food was still important, the Mississippians were mainly farmers. They corn, beans, squash, called the Three Sisters by historical Southern East Indians. The sister provided a stable and balanced diet, making a larger population possible. Thousands of people lived in some larger towns and cities. Typical Mississippian town was built near a river or creek. It covered about 10 acres of ground and was surrounded by a palisade fence made of wood poles placed upright in the ground. A typical Mississippian house was rectangular, about 12 feet long and 10 feet wide. The walls of the house was built by placing wooden poles upright in a trench in the ground. The poles were covered.
Peep game, man. Tunica up there by y'all, right? Tunica, Mississippi. That was a tribe too. You see what I'm saying? But they try to whitewash it with the Choctaw and shit. You see, that's out there by Hernado and Houston, Mississippi. Like right there between Oakland and Coffeeville and shit. But yeah, we think about that shit, man. All this shit, the same shit, bro. That's why I said, man, Malcolm X had a theory, dog. We ain't laying on Plymouth Rock, man. Plymouth Rock landing on us. I'm just saying though. In my DG voice, man, Christopher Columbus was flawed fuck, man. You feel me? That nigga was flawed.
With moving cane matting. It say the cane matting was then covered with plaster made of mud. The plaster cane matting is called watu. It say, and dab. It say the roof of the house was made from a steep A-shaped framework of wooden poles covered with grass went into a tight touch. See, this is what it looked like. This a fucking
Absolutely,
this is like a
absolutely,
project. It's
Jay.
like
As I'm
townhouses.
listening to you, Jay,
Like you go to any of
absolutely.
these places, like they like
Motherfucking
townhouses right
loaded.
now.
Reading is
You
fucking
see that? That look
fundamental. Hold
beautiful.
on, look
All
at this
right,
shit though.
it's beautiful right here.
Full
All
layout.
right, so Mississippi
Okay.
culture, like many before.
Okay, check this shit out, man. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell you what this is right here. A lot of people don't even just. I ain't gonna shoot my whole load, but I would. Honestly, this body of land that's on this whole thing, bro. I'm just gonna tell you what I think this is. And hopefully Mayor, cause I remember Mayor saying something about it one time, shit, when he would ask me about Vicksburg. Vicksburg, Mississippi. Check this out. See, I can't see. I had to do it on the arrow. It's a body of land right here. If you'd have been to Vicksburg and you know what, you'd have seen this same little script, a wall right here. Now, when you think about this shit, and actually they had like a little small little playground water park. And all the casinos kind of sit off in that same little area too. So even this picture, I don't think this picture is actually based off Natchez, but I think this picture based off Vicksburg. All of it is down through the trace. You see what I'm saying? Natchez, Utica, Leland. Keep in mind, Utica is like historically that is a name for a lot of if you know, you know. If you know, you know. What they got? What was other city? Fayette along that trace too. But if you know Vicksburg, and when you cross through Vicksburg, you actually when you cross through the bridge in Vicksburg, you actually going in that Monroe, Louisiana area. So that's why I'm saying I think this picture is based off Vicksburg. That's why I say that. Because even the depiction of this picture in that area right there, it basically look like the same goddamn thing.
For them built mounds. They say through the other cultures may have used mounds for different purposes. We already know what the different purposes was: religious purposes, burying the dead, basically keeping certain objects in there. Like I said, when I get a chance, I'm gonna really go through that Tennessee book. It's a Tennessee book that I found that I'm actually going to read something out of, but the shit is deep and it goes into the mounds in depth. Like soon I get a chance, like I said, man, me and the brother AP was supposed to be getting with some of this stuff though. But my
Okay, on that $5 Indian concept, would you look at that as the same thing as the copper color Negro concept too, or is they different, or is they one and the same? It's just a little question I'm asking, hitting on it. They perk. What Boosie say, smoking on purple. Hey, my man, for real. But man, dude, kind of goddamn. When you get past the way he talking shit, like, and you break the shit down for what it is, like, man, like I said, it go back to Malcolm X saying, bro, we ain't laying on Plymouth Rock, dog. Plymouth Rock landing on us, man. For real, for real. And hey DG, let me ask you this, cause you know just like I know we talked about it one time on your panel. Think about the Gullah Island, bro, in the Geechee Gullah War, dog. Think about this shit all up that way, dog. You feel what I'm saying? And how niggas had to goddamn cross through and go through Savannah, Georgia and shit. You feel me? Shit, all the real motherfuckers, and you got family through the Carolina. You feel what I'm saying? That's a story motherfucker hear all the time, dog. But even with the Geechee Gullah War, and I'm 33, so if you grew up in that area, in that era of Nick Jr., when Nick Jr. first started popped off, y'all remember that TV show, man, Gullah Island? It was like, even to this day, this TV show was based off. That what it was based off of, dog. That what the TV show was based off of. This African plantation island that kind of after slavery they let all the black people had a land. Like now, if your lineage come from there, you got air rights there. Most people that finesse the air rights, when you know what air rights and the term mean, like a lot of people that kind of finesse this shit. Honestly, shit, we on the way up. You feel what I'm saying? You finesse it the right way. But a lot of people, they took advantage of it, bro. They went back to the land, kind of finessed it with their people. A lot of people wanted for historical rights, and they actually doing industrial. They trying to industrial revolutionize, shit this eyes. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about like this nigga right here. He know that nigga gonna rock out how he rock out. That nigga know that part. Like that's why I say that's on some shit that's beyond YouTube. You feel me? A lot of people don't even realize this shit, bro. Like all this shit play a big part on this shit I'm talking about right now. I'm just speaking on the shit from my family lineage. You know what I'm talking about? That's it. So we gotta think about that, man. Even when we call our family dynamic a tribe, man, all it come from the same damn thing, dog. I'm just saying though. All this shit come from the same motherfucking thing. That's rather if you a Hebrew Israelite or you a Southern or you grew up Southern Baptist. When you break this shit down, you leave this shit alone, and you go back 150 years ago. You feel me? We all came from the same structure, dog. We might came from different tribes and shit, but we all came from the same structure. Them motherfuckers just whitewashed our shit, man. We gonna treat this shit like dope. You feel me? They stepped on our shit, man. It is what it is. Peep game. Think about the caste system in India. It's a whole tribe. We all heard the story about the tribe that kind of the slave that jumped off the boat and they just drowned in the sea. But let's just say it was a tribe that the Europeans mistakenly thought they was in America, but they landed in England, and them motherfucker went up to the mountains. They went up to the mountains in India. The people claim their land. You look 100 years later. Let me tell you what's going on. 100 years later, do you know them Indians that come over here and get in them stalls and shit? You want to know why they look at us funny and shit? You want to know why they look at us funny? Cause guess what? Like, and them the dark skinned Indian, them dark skinned Indian to come over here and get them. Now I'm finna start preaching. You feel me? Them the dark skinned Indians or folks from India, the Hindu knees, whatever you call them. I ain't trying to sit here. I'm not trying to be politically incorrect. I might even be saying this shit right. I'm 2 blunts in right now. DG, keep count. I'm 2 blunts in. So when you think about, you go to we down here, we call them Jew stores, not as Jewish, not Jewish, not Jewish. We call them Jew stores, Ju. Know what we call them. When they look at you funny, it's not because of that. It's because where they come from. Because they act like the darker Hindu needs people have to compete with their land, they rights and everything. They have to compete with all that shit with the black people of them ancestors that escaped that slave boat and went up to the mountain, dog. I can't make this shit up. This shit documented.
My semester's over with, and I'm gonna probably have to go into really starting to put together culture freedom in depth. I got most of the footwork done as far as like just random people, but now I need to go and get the bulk of the work done by interviewing who, or the special guest I got that's gonna be making special appearances without the I mean that's in the documentary. Right? So the type of structure constructed ran temples, houses, and burial buildings. See, and burial buildings. They say Mississippian artists produced unique artworks that engraved with animals and human figures and carved ceremonies objects out of flint. It say they sculptured human figures and other objects in stone, pottery, molding their clay into many shapes, sometimes decorating them with painted designs. All right, so it's a Nashville area, which is Tennessee. It was a major population center during this period. Thousands of the Mississippian era grave have been found in sitting in the cities, and thousands more may exist around the surrounding areas. They were once many temples and burial in Nashville, especially along the Cumberland River. We read about this. We went over this in that Tennessee bill we did, and it was talking about the Cumberland River, and it was talking about a lot of the mounds that they found in the Nashville area. All right, so it say the decline of the Mississippians. Hernando de Soto was a explorer who from 1539, 1543 lived with and spoke to many Mississippian cultures. We know he didn't live with them because he was a fucking terrorist. He brought pigs over here that infected everybody, that caused brought a lot of the diseases over here from fucking Europe and Spain, influenza, etc. So after his contact, their culture was relatively unaffected directly by Europeans, though they were indirectly, since the native lacked immunity to the new infection of diseases such as measles and smallpox. Caused many fatalities, that they were undermined the social order of many chiefdom. Some groups adapted European horses and changed the nomadism. No, it changed to nomadism. That means moving around and shit in different areas. It's a political structure collapsed in many places. By the time more documentary accounts were being written, the Mississippian way of life had changed irrevocably. Irrevocably. Some groups maintain an oral tradition linked to their mound building past, such as the 19th century Cherokee. Other Native American groups, having migrated many hundreds of miles and lost elders to diseases, did not know their ancestors had built mounds dotting the landscape. They say the contribution of the myth of the mound builders as a people distinct from Native American. Now listen to this, right? What did this shit just say right here? The other Native American groups, having migrated many hundreds of miles and lost their elders to diseases. Now listen to this. And lost their elders to diseases, did not know their ancestors had built the mound, starting the landscape. The contribution of the elders as a people distinct from Native Americans. Okay, so these people who this shit happened to, they wouldn't know that they was even Indians. Anybody know who that might be? Okay. Mississippian people were almost certainly ancestral to the majority of the American Indians nations living in the regions in the historical era. The historical and modern American Indian nations believed to have descendants from the outreaching of Mississippian culture. Now listen, they say the modern day. Now listen, let me tell y'all something, right? Understand this shit right here. The majority of these people were stripped of their fucking culture. So a lot of these people now, like I said, let me say this, and don't please no motherfucker take this shit out of context and tomorrow make a video saying that, oh, this is what a this one said. Nah, listen to this. I'm gonna say this again, okay? Most of us been stripped of our fucking culture, okay? The only reason a lot of us know what tribes we belong to is through the fact that we might have family members. Some people might can go back further and find out other things. Okay, but that's not for the vast majority. They just told you that the majority of people that built the mounds didn't even know that their ancestors built mounds. Now listen to this. Now I'm gonna read this again. The Mississippian people were among certain ancestral say to the majority.
What up with it, bro?
Going on, bro?
Man, nah, shit, chillin'. Going through this little history lesson with the congregation on this Sunday.
It sounds like a winner to me.
Already.
Yeah, I said let me tap in and see what's going on. I've
Yeah,
got a good topic.
yeah, I feel. Yeah, I got your niece up in here with me now. She co-hosting with me, acting a fool in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Yes, sir. I'm just
hey,
getting myself together, trying to wake on up, man. I gotta get me some coffee.
I feel. Man, they my blood brother, man. They my blood brother. Yeah,
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
yeah. I'm still hurt. Oh, but yeah, man, I'm finna go and replay it. I'm finna go on mute right now. I got daddy got
Yeah, go ahead on unmute it. I'm finna goddamn it, I got you too.
Party of American Indians, nations living in this region in the historical era. The historical and modern day American Indian nation believed to have been descendants from the outreaching Mississippian culture, including the Alabama. Okay, now I ain't saying that the Alabama is a tribe. The Alabama is a tribe. Okay, the Apache, the Caddo, Cherokee, Chickasaw, Chickaw, Muskogee, Creek, Gullah, the Hittichati, the Hayuma, the Kansa, the Missouri, the Mobians. Now the Morbians, what is that? Mobile, Alabama, Morbians, the Natchez, the Osage, the Cooper, the Seminoles, the Tunaku. Sorry, y'all. Y'all already know how I get down. The Yamasee and the Ute. Okay. Now these are tribes that a lot of us are part of. Okay. But a lot of us are not connected to it because we agreed to be assimilated into this European tradition. We agree to go to work every day, whether we wearing a shirt and tie, wearing a skirt, and we separate ourselves from knowing any of this culture because we don't have time to come back and read and do research on our history. That's why you got people like me. Because everybody's not going to know who the fuck they are. So you need people like me. Everybody always talk about what you teaching the history for. Listen, I'm willing to go stand at the United Nations. But until people come up with a plan to what the fuck we going to do, we need to know that these are our people. That's what first thing we need to understand first, all right? We need to understand first. They're telling you that the Natchez are descendants of these motherfucking people, okay? Now look, let me show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all two things before we go further, all right?
Man, I want to
Now
say
this
peace.
is, oh man, hold up, AP. What you gonna say, AP? Go ahead.
Kicking it off, man. This is heavyweight right here, man. Just showing the connections between the Natchez and the Mississippian culture, and show how Mississippian culture had connections with Omax, and we all know what the Omax was connected to. So it's just deep, man.
No doubt you heard they talk about Nashville because all that shit was the same. When they came here, they started breaking up the land and putting governors and separating the land. Now, check this out, right?
Right.
Now, I'm trying to find some real information on them. I had a video before talking about the Natchez. I can't find the video though, but if you go back and look at the video I put up about the Natchez or whatever, and I think it was the Devil Punch Bowl or whatever. I showed you it was black tribes, and that was the Natchez that was in Mississippi or Louisiana area, and these brothers were sitting there telling you the culture. Now, I found this right here. This is called the Kiwi of the Natchez Indians. All right. Now, I guess they be having like a ball or something. Like every year they have a ball,
Man, don't tie that shit
and they
out,
throw
man.
something like for the people or whatever. But this is what people looking like that's claiming to be Natchez. Now, I'm going to show y'all something else, okay? And this is the shit that we need to stop, yo. We need to stop this shit because you see this mongoloid right here? These people are not part of the fucking of us, man, unless they mixed in with us. And they show these people so conveniently, so you will see her and be like, oh shit, that's what a real Indian look like. Nah, we need to go back and snatch our culture, and we need to start showing these Elizabeth Warrens and these people who go back and try to claim to be who the fuck we are. Now listen to check this video right here, y'all. Check this out. Now let me turn this back on. Check this out right here, y'all. All right, let me go back right here. Fair use, of course. Now listen to this. Look at these people, y'all.
Chuck, tell us about this powwow. I understand that you're the chief.
Man, my bad. My bad. It sure was me. My bad, Jay. My bad. Man, what you mean? Everybody.
Look, you heard what he said? You heard what he say? He's a benevolent dictator. He takes suggestions, but don't always follow them. Now, look for any black people on here, y'all. Okay, look, he said he's a benevolent dictator. He takes suggestions, but don't always follow them.
Shows at campfires and that sort of thing, but it developed into a lifelong interest. And I ended up going with friends to Oklahoma to Native American functions and powwows. And I actually lived out there for a few years doing my medical training, and just happened to work it out where I could be out in Oklahoma. Went to a lot of powwows and got to have a lot of Native American friends and friends that were non-Indian that were involved with.
Now look, he telling you he not a fucking Indian. Telling you his connection through Indians is through the Boy Scouts. Now remember, the Boy Scouts was created by the motherfucking Indians, by us, all right? And he's telling you his connection to these Indians, like a lot of these other Europeans. They are pretenders. They go to these powwows to want to be the people that they and the problem is with me is that these motherfuckers should be the least people who should be allowed to come around any of these fucking powwows, because you are descendants of the people who came in and destroyed these civilizations. Now you want to be part and pro-sell to these civilizations and then sit there and say you had nothing to do with this shit. To claim to be an Indian when you know you are descendants of Europeans that came here is the biggest phony culture vulture shit that I've ever seen in my fucking life, y'all. Now we're going to play some more of this.
If you don't have a good drum, a good group of singers,
look, there go some brothers right there. Look.
We've got an excellent group of singers this year. Van Big Horse is
okay.
Osage from Huska, Oklahoma, and he brought
them crackers.
Friends out.
Them crackers.
The,
look, these motherfuckers. Look.
Singing this past summer.
Look.
Ceremonial dance and.
Yo, would you look at these fucking crackers, y'all? Look at these. Oh my God, hold up, man. Let me open this up, man. I don't think y'all can see this shit, y'all. Let me full screen. You see these motherfuckers, y'all?
And actually, I was out there this summer for the dance here in Hominy, Oklahoma, and this top-notch singing for Southern Plains style powwow singing.
How long have we been having powwows here at the Grand Village?
Well, of course, this is a historic site where Indians, the Natchez Indians, were here up until the early 1700s. It had been, for hundreds of years. Now, the style of dancing they did, I'm sure, was a little different. What we're doing now is a sort of Southern Plains style powwow, but this is our 19th year to have the Natchez powwow.
A beautiful place to have it, too, a very historical place.
Oh, it's beautiful. The site is really nice, and it's has a special interest and I guess specialness to it, to have it here with the mound, where there was ceremonial Indian events going on, up until recent centuries. But it's a special place. It's a beautiful place, and Jim Barnett does a great job of keeping the historical aspect of this intact, and a really nice museum that gives the Natchez Indian history to a certain extent in there. And
yeah, you know what?
so it's a nice place. We're honored to have the powwow out here, and
I don't know why it's flocking up. Let me close this out right here. I think it might be because of this.
Honored to have the staff at the village help out so much with putting on the powwow.
Oh, and evidently, of course, they played dances today. Evidently, they did a ring dance a couple of days ago, because this is the best one I've ever seen.
Well, I always tell people I place an order ahead of time. My order gets filled. We've got beautiful weather. We've been really fortunate.
Do y'all see this shit, y'all? I mean, to be real. Do you see this shit, y'all? Yeah, this is pathetic, bro. This is like, I mean, come on, man. Do you see this shit, yo? Not a single Indian in sight. He's telling you he's not a motherfucking Indian. He's telling you he's not an Indian. So how many of the rest of these? This shit is a fucking costume. This is a damn costume, fucking Halloween costume party, yo. You understand? And look, and this is like, it's like a smack in the fucking face, man. Like, for real, man. It's like smack in the fuck. I don't care what you put together. If you ain't got the real people there, then you might as well keep shit, and you might as well practice your culture. You should be walking around there with nooses and shit, and implementing. I mean, do what your ancestors did. How your ancestors was killing people and running around here taking people cultures. Now your ancestors killed the people and then made most of us basically abandon who we were. Now they came through and just picked up everything, and now they running around here trying to be like us. All right, so I mean, this is ridiculous. You look, this is what the Natchez look like. Okay, now also look, you see this? See this? This is what the Natchez look like. All right. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna read some more of this. All right. So this is basically this Natchez PDF I found. All right. This is, let me go back up. This is the Natchez. Is what Natchez. That's how they pronounce it. Natchez. All right, Nazi. All right, so I mean, because I already know how people always ask me and shit like, well, let's pronounce this way. Man, listen, it's not. They say Nazi. That's how I say. They say the name Nazi pronounced Nazi. All right, and say although people say it it say, and the French pronunciation was not may have come from the people village, the Nazi, meaning great or grand village. Other possible spellings of the middle include not Nazi, Natchez, Natchez, and Nasi something say. One early writer listed the Nachi as the Sunset Indians. The Cherokee called them Ani Na Tasala. I can't pronounce that. Ani Na Tala. Tasa. I can't pronounce it because it's a TSL. I don't know how the fuck to even pronounce that. But it's Ani Na Ta. All right, let's try it. Let's work with that. All right. It say some say the people call themselves the Talio, or the Coel. It say, but the Natchez Nation gives it name as the Wenatchees. Can't listen. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce some of this shit. All right. Let's go into the main meat of what I'm trying to get into. All right. So boom, let me read a little bit of this right here, because this one pretty much touch on some other things I'm gonna be talking about, how they enslave. All right. So let's say population. The Natchez tribe may have numbers around 6,000 people in the 1682. Say at the time of first contact with the French. Other estimate for the later 1600 were 3,500 or 4,500. Following their conflict with the French and other tribes, the number of the Natchez warrior dropped to 300 in 1731, but the count did not include their family members. The French deported as many people as slaves, but 180 warriors avoid the attack. And remember that the French deported. Keep that in mind, okay? Because we're going to see when you study the Natchez, okay, you see that they study voodoo. Oh shit! But the Africans taught them voodoo. No. Where is they at? They located in Mississippi, Louisiana area. They also study voodoo. We're going to see some articles talking about how they study voodoo. Okay, now. What I find strange is this, right? So I thought the French brought Africans over here, or brought slaves over here. If the French brought slaves over here, how do they have time to enslave the Indians too? Think about it. Yo, listen, let me tell y'all something, yo. The biggest thing that you can ever be lied about is to keep thinking they brought all these Africans here. They was enslaving people here who resembled Africans. Remember what James Chatter tells you. The first Americans resemble Africans in South Pacific. I'm taking the Australian out because I don't see nobody here look like no motherfucking Australians. Okay, so we just going to say Africans in South Pacific Islands, okay, or South Pacific Rim, okay? The French deported many of the people as slaves. So where did the French deport them to? Maybe some of them people that's over there in France today are descendants of the Natchez or the Natchez. Interesting, right? Along with it was already black people in France or France or whatever you want to call it. Okay, say, but 180 warriors avoided the attack. And let's go down. It say, and joined the Chickasaw. Estimate places about 20 to 150 warriors with the Creek. No figures was recorded for those living among the Cherokee. One source suggests a total of 300 Natchez in 1836 because they was living with other nations. The Natchez population was counted separately from that time on. Okay, now check this shit out. Okay, now I say the original group affiliations. The ancestors of Natchez were the mound builders. Do you think these motherfuckers is ancestors of the mound builders? You think these people ancestors of the mound builders? Look at these idiots. You think these people ancestors of the mound builders? Look at these people. Look. Yo, it should be hefty. Go ahead, because I don't know every time I say something. Go ahead. Go
Oh
ahead, go
no,
ahead, AP.
no, I'm just saying it's really ridiculous and it's sickening to see how these people then took over our culture and assimilated and found their way inside of it. But even as we looked at that Webster's 1828 dictionary, right? And we look at how it talks about the Americans being the copper color races found here. But then it says later on in that same sentence, which they say is now applied to descendants of Europeans. And this is exactly what we're looking at right now. The descendants of Europeans and Mongoloid Eurasians taking over our culture, you know?
Facts.
So it's just
And
deep,
that
man.
and real talk, AP. And that is what they did. Now what they doing is anybody born here, they allow. First it was only for Europeans. Now it's for Chinese. And for motherfuckers of other lands come here, they Americans. And like I said, yo, that's why I do these videos. I do these videos so the people who don't know that they Aborigines can probably find me and probably find the rest of the brothers who doing the research or whatever and put their history together, come together and think about it like, hold up, man. It was enslaving people all these all these places where they claimed they was taking fucking Africans, they was enslaving Indians. But what they do is they lie about the fact that a lot of people died, which a lot of people did die because of the war, but they lie to you about that fact. Number two, like these numbers that they giving us, we know that them numbers is bullshit. Because if which I'm gonna go to later on in this or whatever, I'm only at the third joint, man. I got a bunch of other articles up here to read, so we're gonna be going in for a minute. Look, original group affiliations. The ancestors of the Natchez were the mound builders, specifically the final group of the Mississippians. Okay, it says culture, the Mississippians culture. So they telling you that the motherfucking Natchez was the Mississippians. Okay, now the French came and they were sending the Natchez out to other places. Where could oh my God, hold up. So the Natchez practiced voodoo. The French enslaved them. The French sent them to the Caribbean. Maybe these people could be the Haitians. And I already know that they are the Haitians. I already know that for a fact. For a fact. Because when the clues is too many clues leading to that. They're telling you this stretch all the way up to Illinois. They tell you that
Man, my bad, bro. Hey, you got any commentary for this, big bro?
I'm just listening right now.
Oh, okay. For the ones in the chat, yeah, them my oldest brother, man. This Glocker daddy.
Yeah, how everybody doing? Y'all good this morning? I hope everybody being blessed. Man, it's a good little topic though, man. A lot of people don't know a lot of history stuff. They only know what they was taught in school or whatever, and I understand that. But it really helps, man, when you take the time to know where you came from. You know what I'm saying? Who your people is. But you never know what's out there for you.
Yeah. Already, that's why I was telling me, in the beginning, like, when daddy was alive, he used to always talk about his grandmama and shit, how he used to spend time in Natchez and shit.
Natchez,
yeah. I was
right.
telling him and shit. He used to always, talk about how his grandma was an Indian and all this shit.
And that's true.
Just breaking this shit down for everybody, whatever.
Yeah, cause people, you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, we was brought over here. Oh, we was brought over here." Man, it was black Indians already over here.
Hey. Yeah, hey, when you first called in shit, I would look. Hey, when I had to look at the name first, I was looking at the picture. I thought it was cause I was fuck with Thup. She had fucked around and had my phone, and she was fucking with my phone and shit. Goddamn, when I looked at this shit, I seen the name. I said, "Oh, this big bro."
Yeah, I got up. You know, I'm an early bird anyway, but shit, I went to a little get together yesterday, so I'm kind of moving slow. You can hear it in my voice. I know you can. I got on Sunday and Slap down here, man. They at the room right now. They'll probably be hitting me up later. I gotta get up and cook them breakfast before they come out.
Yeah, so hold on. let me get what hold on.
Uh-oh.
That girl, her boy, I got her spoiled to the T boy.
I believe.
See, well, man, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the content, man.
You and you and you and
Huh?
you and Pippin down bad for spoiling them girls like that.
Man, cut that out, man. You already know.
Veronica and Maggie.
Shit, you already know, man.
Uh-huh.
Chicago was founded by a Haitian. He was not a Haitian. He was a motherfucking Indian who spoke French. That's all he was. He was an Indian that spoke French. Okay? And this is what they do. They lie to us. They use us so many with these different stories. Oh shit, well, they brought Africans here. The Africans taught the Native Americans voodoo. Get the fuck out of here. Those people that they took over there, I bet you if we really do the research of these people that came from these colonies where they practice voodoo in Africa, I bet you that the French control them countries. I bet you if we go back and really look and really start doing some research, a lot of these places where they claiming that these Africans practice voodoo at today, I guarantee you the French had control of them because the French was taking these people from here over there and they confuse them to the Caribbeans as well. Okay, so what we do know is the Natchez were the mound builders, along with a lot of our other ancestors, the final group of the Mississippian culture. In later times, both the Tooks and the Gurgur were under the Natchez protection, but neither were related to them. It is possible that the Tinsa and the Chitamacha, they say were
He
once
trying to say tuna.
united with the Natchez.
Yeah.
But the Chitamacha
Kind of rough on that pronunciation.
spoke a
I
totally
see.
different language. During the late 1600s and early 1700s, the Natchez fought with neighboring groups as well as the French. In 1729, the Chickasaw and the Quapaw
Right.
attacked the Natchez and almost ordered about their destruction. The Natchez scattered
I think the dude did
and
this shit
found
like
homes with the
2018,
Creek,
some shit
the
like that.
Cherokee, the Chickasaw,
Okay.
and the Catawba. It said descendants
Oh,
of
y'all
the
motherfuckers. That's how y'all doing.
Mississippian culture and the mound builders. The Natchez were
That's how
skilled
y'all
artists,
homeboys doing.
farmers, the traders who developed a unique culture, unlike most neighboring tribes, which operated under a democratic manner. The Natchez had a strict class system and a bureaucratic leader who operated as both a political and a religious authority. The upper class consisted of son nobles and esteemed people of commoners. It's a or Mitch groupie. The Mitch groupie. It's a made up of the labor force. Although many sources indicate that the French essentially destroyed the Natchez and sold most of the remaining people into slavery. Some of the surviving refugees in other tribes, several groups still exist that claim their heritage of the Natchez. The Gore, Oklahoma, Eastern Natchez, Columbia, South Carolina, and the Distos, the Natchez, Cusco, Ridgeville, South Carolina. Let's read some more of this. I was going to end it right there. I was going to go into something else, but we're going to go on some more. All right. So it is only a few of the small southeast communities the Natchez name also live on in towns like Mississippi, Louisiana, Indiana, Alabama, as well as a parkway on other sites. All right, so let's go into a little bit more. You know what? We touched on some of this shit, but you know what? I'm gonna go now to about right here. I'm gonna read this whole page because a lot of this shit right here is beautiful. And look how they depict these people. Even though that we know that these are not the people or whatever, but they got similar hue like we do. All right. So let me see something. All right. I'm gonna go back up. We're gonna read this. All right. So archaeology evidence shows that the Nazi culture may have begun as far as the 700 century era. Saying in addition to their Mississippian ancestry, the people may have also been part of a powerful Quaquaquam chiefdom that the Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto, 1496 to 1542, encountered on his 1542 expedition. These Europeans left behind the first disease to which the native tribe had no immunities, smallpox and the bubonic plague. Drastically reduced the population up in the lower Mississippi River over the next century. Now, we know that's not true because there would not be no Nazi left today, and the French wouldn't have no people because remember, when you talk about De Soto, you talk about Spanish. The French came later. So if the French came, there would not be no remnants or no people left for the Nazi if they all were destroyed by diseases. Common sense. At the end of the 17th century, the Natchez had settled in several autonomous, self-governing communities that encompassed some Tanakan-speaking refugees. Many people banded together for protection from the British, who came to seek areas seeking slaves. Okay, now, if the British was bringing fucking Africans here, then why are they looking for fucking Indian slaves? Yo, listen, let me tell y'all something, right? You heard this shit here first, all right? And this is not no big up and nothing, but I'm just telling you like this, y'all. The British did not go to fucking Africa to bring any fucking slaves here, okay? That is the biggest lie. They confuse you with the Spanish, the Portuguese, the French, and the British, and they try to make all of these stories the same. We live in North America. They're telling you they only brought 380,000 people here. We don't know where these people, we know that these people came from the West Indies, but we don't know whether or not they came from Africa. Okay, now you got people who saying, well, you know, you can find, I like the article I read yesterday of in the Virginias. I don't even believe that. Okay, I don't believe it. I don't believe it because the French, in the English was only going in the Caribbean. They had so much going on here. They didn't have time to send all these people out to bring boats here because they was constantly getting their ass kicked here. So they didn't have time to go to all these and leave all of these ports and everything open. So they needed as many men as they can to fight us here because we was handing it to them. So they had time to go over there and bring all these people here, and then you gotta ship a boatload of fucking slaves, and then we fighting them. Like, come on, man, use your fucking brain. And from 1 minute, we tell you that Reconstruction was a lie, but then y'all you resort back to everything we find in the history books. And you hear me read from numerous sources, but I'm coming in this shit with a different perspective. I already know that they lying about a lot of this stuff. But you have to come in it with what you already learned because the history is telling you the truth in some ways or another. Okay, so like I said, man. Let me read the shit again, y'all. Okay, many people banded together for protection from the British. I thought the British was our friend. I thought the British was our friend. Okay. It's who came to the area seeking slaves. Okay. Why did the British come to the area seeking slaves if they had all these millions of Africans? Okay. Okay. All right. Let me go. Let me keep it moving. So the hereditary chief of the Natchez and the great sons were a ceremonial leader, but the outlying groups had chiefs. By the time the French arrived, the Natchez had towns in addition to their main one. Okay. Now check this shit out. Look, this is what I want to read. The Europeans move into the Natchez territory. Reine Robert Cavalier de Lasalle, that's why they always talk about Lasalle or whatever. It say 1643, 1687, expedition in 1682, the next Natchez encounter with the Europeans. Soon after LaSalle expedition descended, the Mississippi French and English explorers, fur traders, military units, and missionaries visit the area. The French opened their first trading port in 1713, thus beginning the colonization of the land. The Poirai had no success in gaining converts among the Natchez, whose religious beliefs were strongly integrated with the social system. The British fared better at making allies with the Natchez, particularly by befriending bearded chiefs, who was in charge of the three villages. The Natchez villages, however, was divided in their alliance. Hickory and White Apple in the immigrant center of Trois and Gregory were anti-French, whereas great villages of villages supported the Europeans. Hold on, we gonna go on. This shit is getting good now. All right. So conflict with the French. It's because I got a bunch of shit up here, y'all. So I wasn't only going to read the few things or whatever. I already kind of read through some of this stuff or whatever. But a lot of these PDFs I had saved on my computer or whatever, and I just kind of glanced, just kind of speed read through some of this shit or whatever. But check this shit out. Let's keep it moving, y'all, because this is getting kind of interesting, y'all. So after the British and Natchez under the bearded chief raided the trading posts, the French set up a military control to restore peace. The Natchez executed 6 of their own war chiefs and 3 other people and sent their heads to the French governor. Damn. The great son even sent laborers to help build Fort Roslat. For the next few years, relations remain friendly. The great son bothered Tattooed Serpent 1725 and his mother Tattooed Arm. They encouraged an alliance with the French. When the French sergeant shot a Nazi warrior, however, the men of the White Apple village retaliated, wounding the plantation director. Tattooed Serpent negotiated peace by the anti-French fraction, continued their raid after Tattooed Serpent died. In 1725, the great son supported them against the French. Years later, the great son died, and his young successor was no match for the growing powers of the White Apple chief. That left Tattooed Arm as France's main ally. Okay, so they was doing the same shit here, selling each other out, y'all. See this? They were selling each other out. Now check this out. Here we go. This is what they came for. The land. This is all on it was the motherfucking land. Okay, now check this out. Let's keep it moving. So the situation between the Nazi and the French worsened. In 1729, when Sieur I can't speak French, also. You have to forgive me. These next couple words coming up is going to sound awful, but we're going to get through this shit. Sometimes spelled Chapat, Chepat, D-Chip, and Chapot. It's a new commandant for Fort Risali ordered the Natchez to move from the great village so he could have the land for a plantation. Although the great son has no intentions of complying, he requested 2 moons to build a new village elsewhere. Chapat agreed, but demanded rent, bird, coin, pelts, and they say for whatever time the Natchez remained. The commandant threatened to imprison the great son if he did not comply. Natchez used that time to plot against the French, and at the first frost, they attacked it. At the first frost, they attacked it. See? They say first Rosali and other forts along the river, killing more than 200 French. The Yazoo and upriver tribe, the Natchez had enlisted to help them murder more. Natchez captured 700
Keep in
women,
mind, like
children,
I
and
said,
slaves. As part of the Chapat, they say the warriors refused to touch him with their weapons.
yeah, Yazoo City is a town in Mississippi. It's on the trace as well with Natchez, Vicksburg, all this shit. And why I say just peep gang, you know, I said it earlier into the shit, but just peep gang what dude we talking about right now.
And so they had a member of a lower class whom the French called the skin Kurt, club him to death. Damn, club him to death. That's with a bat. A club was a bat. Okay, a club was a bat, y'all. Oh, we gonna get into this shit, man. I wasn't planning on going. Fuck it. Let's keep on reading. Destruction of the Natchez. What you got to say, AP?
No, I was just saying, man, this shit is heavy. So, you might want to take another deep breath, give people a chance to get their pens and their paper out. Cause this shit is heavy, yo. This shit is super heavy. Hashtag the gig is up. Y'all already know.
No doubt, man. We got 140 people in there, man. Please hit them like buttons. If you get a chance, like I don't push the hitting the like buttons, but we want this video to be trending so people can find it. All right, so people can find this, man, because we need this history to come out. All right, we need this history to come out. The only way you're gonna really find this history, unless you look it up, unless you really pull up some of these PDFs and some of this information and you read it yourself. Okay, all right, not Dr. Seuss. I'm not one of the best narrators, but guess what, though? The Most High compelled me to do this until I guess the Most High stopped me from doing it. I'm gonna continue on doing it. All right, so let me keep it moving. All right, so the destruction of the Natchez, after gathering their allies, including the Choctaw and the Quapaw, they say the French attacked the Natchez, who released the prisoners and escaped across the river to Louisiana. It say where they built a fort on Sicily Island. Sicily Island. How the fuck Sicily Island? I thought Sicily was in Italy. Sicily Island. They say, but the following year, the French had forced the Natchez to surrender. The French burnt their prisoners to death, but the majority of hold up. Let me see if it goes into I don't know if it goes into this. It don't sound like it go into this, but let me read it. Let me see something. Hold up. Yeah, it's not going into that one. Hold up. See something. I guess this going to continue now after I read this. So fuck it. Let's do this, man. Let's continue reading this shit, man. This is getting real heavy. All right. So the
Brother, I'm finna tap out for a
the
minute.
destruction of the Natchez. It say somebody indicate
Got y'all my phone up.
the Choctaw. They say plan to join the Natchez in attack. In the attack against the French. Date was set for December 1st, 1729. The Choctaw and the Natchez each had equal numbers of faggots. What? Huh? Oh, shit. Had equal numbers of faggots. A bundle of twigs. That's what it says. Faggots. A bundle of twigs. Both together to be used as fuel. It say that they use. Just hold that. Just hold that. Hey, just hold that. I don't want to start laughing because it's gonna throw me off, yo. Throw me off. Bundle of motherfucking twigs, faggots. All right, bound together to be used as fuel. They used to time the attack. One faggot was to be thrown into the fire daily, so that they could count down the day. Several stories that have been told that about the Natchez attack several days early rather than on the appointed day in concert efforts with the other neighboring tribes. One account blamed the premature attack on the great Sun Mother, who remained loyal to the French. See, they were selling each other out. Some tried several, and this is what you get. You get the people who figure they got their best interests at hand. Most of the tribes who was cool with a lot of these Europeans was basically the people in power and some of the under tribes under them. But you see, most of the time, what we're dealing with is our own fucking people that sold us out. Okay, it was our own people that sold us out. So the great Sun Mothers, who remained loyal to the French, she tried several times to warn the French military of the impending attack, but her message was ignored. She believed that the attack would be less deadly if the Natchez raided alone, and the French could then prepare for the other tribes. It is said she took some of the faggots to hasten the day of the invasion. Another story given by Dumont de Montingry. It a soldier of the Fort Risoli blamed the chief's son each day from that of the plot. The chief of the two nations had each burned one fatal faggots. But it happened one day that the great chief of the Natchez, having gone, let's go up here. Shit is getting good. It going the temple after having thrown into the first one of the faggot. According to the custom, they turned round to speak to the guardian of. They turned around. This is where these words come from. They turned around to speak to the guardian of the temple, a young lad, his son, who had come with him, felt an irresistible inclination to imitate what his father has done. He took the two faggots, therefore, and threw them into the fire, which was the real cause of the Natchez event, the massacre, 2 days attacking the French on the 29th of November. Now, look, you hear that? They were supposed to attack on the 1st, but because he did what they seen the father do, they attacked early. I guess the faggots was a way of they counting down the days, so each bundle going, they would know it was a day closer to attack. That shit is interesting, y'all. It's real interesting. And remember, this is we talk about the Mississippians and how we connected the Natchez to the Mississippians. But next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you that the Natchez was enslaved. Okay. Now I'll show you some other things as well too, just to go along with it. All right? The Natchez, who were responsible for raiding New Orleans, did not arrive until 2 days later. They did not gain entry to the capital and returned to their village disappointed. The Choctaw went to the Natchez village and were only given a small portion of the goods the Natchez had taken from the French. The Natchez called the Natchez dogs and accused them of attacking early so they could take all the spoils for themselves. Perhaps this was way the Choctaw joined the French in destroying the Nazi a short while later, yo. This shit deep, yo. This shit is deep, yo. This is real deep, yo. So, all right. So it say, now check this out. Look, we got another one right here. Now check this shit out, y'all. What island is connected to Santo Domingo? I'm gonna give out 3 free T-shirts. If somebody can tell me. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me go here real quick. All right, hold up. Let me see something real quick. Let me open my chat up real quick.
Now, hold on, let me, cause my little girl got down doing something else. Had to get her some sweet water. Anyway, what this shit, I pronounce this shit. Basically, Sicily Island is a parish in Louisiana. Population ain't no more than like, it's a little under 400 people. One thing I paid attention that the nigga had said up in that video, he was talking about when the motherfucker started going to war and all that shit. And he said something about the plantation head. Just paying attention to it. Why would it be Native Americans on a plantation? That's one thing to think about. Second thing is we can get to this Haitian Revolutionary War, which it was an invasion on Napoleon, Bonaparte, one of the shortest, agile, generals that ever was, as they like to call him or whatever. But did you pay attention what he said about the motherfuckers sent some zesty motherfuckers from, we gonna slow down, 100K, 100K. I got my own. I might have to crack me a little joke about this shit later on, but 100K, you catch my drill won't go on with that, don't you? But man, this shit wild as hell. Queen Duval, I'm glad you did say something about that Harriet Tubman. I watch a lot of Dan Calloway videos and shit, and I don't know how true this shit is, but a lot of shit was plagiarized in American culture. One of the things that they think that was plagiarized was the whole historical story behind Harriet Tubman. Even her whole lineage of her kinfolk. You see what I'm saying? That was just some shit I had to just point out. But yeah, man, that's even went on. I think New Orleans, like they call they call like the lower end, they like the young niggas over that bitch, they calling that shit Vulture Island now. So it ain't really a lot of them, body of the land that's probably, separated through a bayou or a creek or a swamp or some shit. Like, even with this generation and with some of them, they growing up with their grandparents and shit, like they going back to calling, certain locations, what they originally called it and shit. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother topic for a conversation, I guess.
I mean, yo, this history is deep, y'all, and we see how they covering it up. Like what I found interesting about studying the Natchez or whatever, that they practice voodoo.
Absolutely, to TT. Absolutely, this
Rico.
is under service right now.
Nah, Santa Domingo.
Pass the motherfucker
Santa Domingo.
later on.
Hold up. Santa Domingo. What's next to Santa Domingo? You guys look it up.
And another thing, bro, I want to point out, man,
Let me see.
you think about a lot of these Louisiana and Mississippi towns, some towns, Alabama too, Arkansas. Think about parts of Arkansas as well. When you get to thinking about the islands, the Caribbean islands, you get to thinking about Hispaniola. You even get to thinking about Africa, like and a lot of towns that are cities and shit that's in France. Like a lot of the towns in these states are named after like it, come on, man, you can't be this ain't for the slow folk. Like these towns named after this shit for a reason, you feel what I'm saying? Like you can just chase it back to that. There's even like where I'm from, like Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Other than it, it's only one other town that I know our founders of that land, because Hazelhurst is stand for call, like Copiah County, whole thing stand for Collar Panther. Like you hear Collar Panther, you know there's Indian land. You feel me? You gotta if you know one thing about even watching Dr. Quinn Medical Woman, all this shit. Most Indians stay by a spring, lake, or some shit like that. Some type of spring, some type of waterfall or some shit. You got Crystal Springs. You feel me? Yeah, and it's very I'm gonna say population is like it's a mixture of a lot of people, but Hazelhurst is mostly like predominantly black people. I'm just saying though. I mean, and then you think about Hazelhurst, Georgia, which is mostly predominantly white, and it kind of makes sense. Like, when they couldn't just take over the land and shit, what them folks just went to. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it can kind of go back to even the book Tales of Two Cities. Like, some of these books don't get put out for no reason. They kind of tell you like when they couldn't come, like they put their footprint in the city, but if it was too many of us, like shit, they fucked the shit up, got on down, and just renamed the whole nother city the same damn thing. I'm just saying though.
Sign real quick. All right, hold up. San Domingo is Hispaniola. All right. Okay, Laney. And hold. Laney. Let me see something. All right. Somebody said Haiti too. Hold up. Let me see something. Let me go back up. The first person said something.
And see, I think a lot of people know behind the scenes. Like, I rewatch a lot of replays. I don't just have the time. Like, half of the time, I'm reacting to this shit as I'm watching this shit with y'all. So, as I say them names I just said like 5-10 minutes ago, you hear this dude saying it. I didn't watch this shit. I didn't watch this shit in its entirety to even get to that point to start talking about this shit. It's just the whole point of me just knowing what I know and honestly coming across some of these educational properties that actually a lot of these CCs do put, on YouTube, whether they have a great vernacular or not. Like it's really just me piecing my own brain together. But sometimes I have to just stop, man. When I hear the CC say the shit for themselves in their videos and shit, and it's like, okay, I must be on or something. You feel me?
I promise you, I'm gonna send you a
Gordo
t-shirt.
ain't no dumb nigga now.
And I'm gonna read it out. Let me something. And I know all y'all knew, but I can't send all y'all t-shirts. I wish I could, y'all. I definitely wish I could. Real talk.
The first one to say it is Laney, so
All right, okay, all right. So Laney, email me and send me your contact information, and I'm gonna send you a t-shirt. Go on to my website, and you pick which one you want, and tell me the name of it, and I'm gonna send it to you. And just you got my email. It's T for Time. To put it right here in the description. Put it right here in the description. I mean, listen, I'm gonna start doing this a lot, y'all. I'm gonna start giving out t-shirts and shit just for the hell of it, right? Because y'all support me, man. I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I love all the people who come through. Real talk, man. Y'all real good
Well,
people, man. I fuck with y'all heavy, man. And
this
I, you
ain't
know what I'm
no
saying? I
this ain't
definitely
no this ain't no shot to you two, Wayne. See, shit. I love for you to hear, you converse about it or whatever, but I don't know, man. That's just something that's on the table, you know. Cause shit, I just you know, shit. The more I get away from the fuck shit and actually get on the content, actually had to go investigate the content like I do, spending these being to catch folks in their lives and shit. Like sometimes shit, the historical facts that's up in the books they teach us and what's actually out there that you can go research from what the government tell you, it don't be far fetched. You know, some people just don't want to believe reality that like folks are actually, you know, go and run a whole play on you for the history, for with history and shit. You got to think about it. These motherfuckers still ain't found the what the fifth book of mathematics and shit like that. Like, mm, you know what else did too? Uh, Tulsa, Oklahoma, but it was in reverse. I guess the chick, she said the dude touched her, some shit like that. Yeah, look it up, man. It supposed to be the book that define how they built the pyramids and all this shit, bro. I might got the motherfuckers mixed up. Goddamn, my brother need to call back in. He can go in depth about the shit, man. Cause he can go in depth about it. But yeah, just look it up, man. It supposed to be like the book that is like the one of the lost books that they say that Big V and them got over there in Rome. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, 2ANC. I don't know, man. Shit, I was just watching a video of Dan Calloway a couple months ago, man. He was talking about this shit or whatever. That's why I was like, shit, everything really up the question. Even when they even said that the husbands and them was gays and shit, man. That's why I say like we don't know unless motherfuckers, you put their request in through that okay. I'm gonna have to go look. I'm gonna have to go look that up though. It sounds like some shit that was on the Watchmen. I'm gonna have to go look that up though.
We appreciate everybody that come through, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters. All right. So let me go back to this. All right. So look, check this out. Check this shit out, y'all. 400 Natchez, the great son among them, they sold into slavery into Santo Domingo. Do we ever hear? Yo, man, like I said, yo, look, I got 7.
So he basically saying for the folks that don't know, Mayor, he ain't in the bushes right now. He basically saying that Natchez motherfucker, Natchez Indian was sold and shipped to Hispaniola. Let me go and play this shit, man. Oh no, this shit. Man, I might have to troll a motherfucker if we go. Oh shit, man, that motherfucker might be my cousin for real. Shit, she got there. Oh shit, man, the motherfucker. That shit funny as a bitch, boy. That shit fun, but it makes sense though. That shit make a lot of sense, boy.
8 sources telling you that listen, if the French brought Africans here, right? Why you never hear about? They see what they doing is this. they're covering up the fact that it was already that the Nazi already practiced voodoo. They was already practicing voodoo, and they was already no Africans came there and taught them voodoo. What do the people in Haiti fucking worship? What is Haiti known for? Voodoo. What island is next to Dominga? Haiti. Come on, yo, listen, my dude. Yo, you
Listen, motherfucking Claw. Check this out, too. I ain't see. I feel you though. I'm just saying what you said sound like it came from the Watchmen. That's all. That's all. I'm trying to figure out if you somebody I know too. Well, we're gonna leave that alone though. We're gonna leave that alone. Salute to you though. Salute.
we can't get no close with this history.
We're gonna break this down. What he basically saying is the Natchez Indians from Mississippi. And some zesty motherfucker from Louisiana. They got them, sent them over to Santo Domingo to help fight in the Haitian Revolutionary War. Now I can bring all this shit back and forth circle if you done been on panels and heard from where, like my brother just got like where people come from, how this shit it all this shit makes sense in a point, but then it's like goddamn, they were moving us around like goddamn some little whores around this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying though. They were moving us around like some little whores, man. We ain't know we were coming or going.
History than this. We can't get no closer. Nobody else is doing this. We can't get no closer. Listen, check this shit out, right? So I say the few of the prisoners got away and continued to attack the French voyage. It say, but most of them fled to other tribes. The French did not exterminate the Nazi, and some source claim, but the people scattered among other tribes. 180 warriors who were not present during the battle. It say took. All right, look, we're gonna keep on going. All right, we're gonna keep on going. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go into the next page right here, and then we're gonna go into something else. All right. So it say took shelter with the Choctaw. It say in 1735 they built a separate.
So you trying to tell me, black Indian from Mississippi, goddamn, basically went over to Espanol and started stomping down shit. That what you saying? Come on, man. I need some of y'all folks that actually say y'all Haitian and shit. I need y'all to tap in right now. I need y'all to tap in. Did y'all people tell y'all about this shit? Cause shit, all this shit in my lineage and shit. I'm just saying though. Hell, salute to Dan Calloway when that nigga said a couple years ago you can go to, your city courthouse and shit and find a lot of y'all shit. Hell, that when I went on my wild goose chase, you feel what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's just a little shot. Salute to y'all, though. Salute to all my Zos, you know what I'm talking about? Salute to y'all.
Village, Nani, Hamji, hey, they say about 50 Nazi gunmen ended up around Tallahassee Creek, where they occupy a town called Nasty and part of a settlement called Abasketski. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Y'all know already. I ain't listening. Look, I mean, the ancestors speaking through me, but I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? Some of these were Abakatski. A large number joined the Creek in Alabama. Others went to the Cherokee, who were removed to the Indian Territory. Now, look. So these people fled Mississippi, went and joined some of these other tribes, went and joined the Cherokee, and then they was removed and sent to the Indian Territory in 1832. Many of the Nazi ended up near Tahlequah. You see how some of these words.
Around 1832 was like the last lick in the history books, what they teach us in school and shit. When you think about the time period of 1832 and everything that came around about that point, that's around that little weird time period when you know, they say the last ships was coming over this motherfucking shit. You see what I'm saying? To make this shit make sense to a lot of people, you know, even in this sector, I mean, we come from all different age groups and shit, but there's, you know, somebody just Google this shit, man. Just see when the last ships came over this motherfucker or whatever. But 1832, that does play a historical date. I don't know what it is, but that 1832, it kind of it's standing out for some odd reason. What for? I don't know.
Are pronounced so? They look Arabic to me, some of these words, man. And some of them look Arabic and some of them look Hebrew. Okay, Tahlequah. Look, Tahlequah. This look like somebody like motherfucker be naming their daughters all these crazy ass name or whatever. Tahlequah. 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 Okay? That sounds like a black girl name. Tahlequah. Tahlequah. Tahlequah Jackson. Even though Tahlequah Jackson thought she was from Africa, she was really a descendant of the Natchez. That don't say that. I just said that, all right? So, and the Muskegee. The Eastern Oklahoma, some people moved to South Carolina with the Kabata. It's a but left in 1744 to avoid revenge from their adopted tribe over several murders. Okay, now let me see something real quick. We don't need to go into all this right here, but this is pretty much deep, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. All right. You know what I'm going to do? Let me see something. Language preserve. All right. Let me see. I want to go into this real quick. All right. All right. So hold up. We're going to go right here. We're going to deal with
Some I was just sitting there thinking about what if slavery were actually a mass genocide to make our ancestors forget where the fuck our people really came from. You know, I don't know, man. My shit looking at these buds right here, man. Rolling this shit up in that Optimo, man. Nigga just said this shit just crossed my mind. Like for real though, just think about it. What if they knew we had a cheat code and they took it from us? You know, salute to all the Moors because you know we do have to remember their stories. We do have to remember the Israelite stories. Like we have to remember that as well. But what if the game was sold and you know shit, we told it to the wrong motherfucker and they just, you know, shit just happened, man. The only reason why I say that because man, it was a movie with what's the chick? Janelle Monáe. Nah, that's the chick name. What's the chick, man? She's a singer. She used to kind of dress up like in a maid outfit when she performed and shit. But she was in a movie. I'm trying to see what it called. Antebellum, Annabellany. It was some crazy ass movie. She was an author. And it was like the beginning of the movie, it kind of started out like slavery time. So as I'm watching the movie, I'm thinking, okay, her ancestor must be talking to her or whatever through the movie because it kept flashing back and shit. And so as I'm watching the movie, I realized, okay, she an author. It's this white chick ass FaceTime her, the blue girl FaceTime her. And she was talking spicy to her about her book. She was talking spicy to her about her book. And her and the homegirl, the chick that played Precious. Oh, she play up in the movie. So shit, they went out of town. They were one of their home. I think one of her homegirl was a white girl and shit. They went out of town. She started like the chick had went in her goddamn The chick had went in a hotel room and everything, dog. She got in the wrong goddamn SUV after they left dinner or some shit. And basically tell the story like she got caught. She was in this little like man, basically like what it seemed like they did. They took like a lot of enlightened people, human trafficking shit like that. And they basically capture these folks, put them up in this shit to make it reminiscence to back in that time. The crazy shit about it was the cell phone, dog. Like when I realized what was going on in the movie, bro, I'm talking about for real, for real. I'm like, okay, this shit got like a little shake up of human trafficking. This shit got some shit where these motherfuckers kidnapping folks, taking these folks off in the woods in these Confederate towns, and they really reenacting that time period. That shit just old my mind had to think like, bro, all these black folk coming up missing. What if they really doing this shit? Cause half of the time, bro, they ain't making these movies for no. They ain't making these movies just for the numbers. They not. I'm sorry. Like I've been convinced this shit years ago. Like once I got out of the age of watching like shit like Mighty Ducks, Power Rangers, shit like that, and I started just watching. Man, the first time I seen New Jack City, like that when I realized, like, yeah, shit real. But when they start putting these messages and shit in these movies and shit, and you look at a lot of the shit that go on today, the shit be right there in your face. They just if you don't catch on then, like you gonna be lost to the sauce 5, 10 years later. You feel me? You really is. Like honest. Like shit, when you think about angels and demons, the Da Vinci Code, uh shit. Man, honestly, if you was a motherfucker that was into shit like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter and shit, and think about the whole historical landscape of Pangea, it's all there. Like Jesus say, it's all there. I'm just saying though, this shit all there. They got giants. They got a whole fucking supercontinent. I'm just saying though. Everybody fight for this one motherfucking ring. Oh yeah, absolutely. Love craft country too. Love craft country on the significance of a lot of shit though. They have a lot of characters too from back in that time. I think the most wicked shit from Lovecraft Country that fucked my head up was the depiction of them two twins, them two girls. That's some shit I don't like talking about because I mean, if you know, you know. But yeah, Lovecraft Country throw it fuck though. It really it throw it fuck. But it's a lot of messages in these movies, man. I mean, that's even to go back true, got Tree Appeal in it bit. And even when you think about the X-Man, bro, you look what Stan Lee made that shit for like shit. And Marvel probably was the only comic book company that actually illustrated for, to have, black superheroes and shit. I'm just saying though. It just when they incorporated the X-Men, they couldn't put them in there then, but shit, when he broke down what Professor X and Magneto what they stood for, like shit, and you couldn't see that with even watching the cartoons and shit. Like hell, I don't know what to tell you because it's right there. It's right there. It's just the whole point of is Wolverine Farrakhan or is he Fred Hampton? And is it just the Wolverine mind state? They just having that hard body that Fred Hampton had. Like, shit. But that's when you get too deep to even just thinking about the other concept, the other characters they made inside that cartoon and shit. But if Stan Lee was a black man, They would have been put. They would have been. They would have been goddamn had it head though. If he was a black man, and they kind of almost did it to him. Shit, when they made him go bankrupt. But once again, black people came inside him. You feel what I'm saying? Cause if it wasn't for Blade, if it wasn't for Blade, none of this shit would be possible. What they got going on there, so. Shit, when Wesley got caught up in that tax shit, they just let her know one thing. He made a bunch of money all Blade, and that nigga tried to hide a lot of that money. He was doing a lot of spending. And shit, it can't even just he fucked himself, honestly. Cause shit, that nigga Trill, we're gonna do a show about this shit, Trill. We gotta do a show about this shit. Just for the geeks and the freaks and the motherfucker with the bald head puss. I'm just saying though. Let's get back to the content, man.
We're gonna read a little of their religious ritual and the creation story. Let's read the creation story, man. All right, check this out. Let's read this right here. The creation story. Religion. All right. So the Natchez creation story said the infinite spirit, y'all. That we know what the infinite spirit is. That's the most high. Okay, the infinite spirit. What say motherfucking energy is infinite. It don't never end. All right. So they call the infinite spirit. Damn, that's a new word, y'all. That's a new word. We can call the most high the infinite spirit. Okay. I'm using that. Sorry, I'm using it. So the infinite spirit created all good things. Some of the little spirits, his helper. Also assisted by making some of the beautiful things in the universe. Wow. The little spirits, aka be angels or other workers of the Most High. Okay, so these spirits were free, but they were respectful as slaves. The infinite spirit tied up the leader of the evil spirits who might do harm in the world.
So we got South Dallas in the chat. Check this out, South Dallas. Will this be the same would this be the same depiction as the story of the fallen angel? I'm gonna go back a little bit. I don't know if the nigga's still in the chat. 123.39. I'm gonna say one. I'm gonna go back right here.
Let's read this right here. The creation story. Religion. All right. So the Natchez creation story said the infinite spirit, y'all. That we know what the infinite spirit is. That's the most high. Okay, the infinite spirit. What say motherfucking energy is infinite. It don't never.
Yeah, man. 2ASC. I wish you would talk sometime. Check this out. Man, this shit, the book though, before I read that bitch, I was just saying though, like when they made put the depiction as a move, like it's sad to say, no matter how motherfuckers might come on here and say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm other. One thing I wasn't in school, I wasn't that nigga that put my head down when it was time to read, sir. Like, so, a lot of people, they didn't just, they didn't read the book, man. Like, shit. Sometimes, bro, some of this shit they be making there, bro, like, even folk, like, my I got like, I'm ratchet as fuck, but I got ratchet to the 10th power partners that don't be on none of the shit I be on. You see what I'm saying? So when they watch some of this shit, and then they probably hit me up and get the kick and shit about it, and it's like, man, now you want to talk about this shit? This conversation for 5 years ago. I'm on some more shit right now. It be that type of thing with me. Like shit, you can reach one, teach one, but see, some of my partners know they just hard head. Like, and them niggas be like some of them, not all of them. Cause don't hit me up talking about who I'm talking about. They nigga, you know who I'm talking about when I say that. I'm just saying though. But man, yeah, good literature, man. It's a lot of good ass books out there, man. you can catch and read. They got good African American dialect up in it. You know, shit. One of them to me was Uncle Tom Cabin, but we're gonna say that for another conversation, man. 'Cause I don't think folks ready for that. I don't think they're ready for that conversation.
All right, so they called the infinite spirit. Damn, that's a new word, y'all. That's a new word. We can call the Most High the infinite spirit. Okay, I'm using that. Sorry, I'm using it. So the infinite spirit created all good things. Some of the little spirits, his helper. Some of the little spirits, his helper, also assisted by making some of the beautiful things in the universe. Wow. The little spirits, aka could be angels or other workers of the Most High. Okay, so these spirits were free, but they were respectfully as they was
Man, call
respectful
back in,
as
change your
slaves.
name,
The
man.
infinite spirit tied up the leader of the evil spirits who might do harm in the world. Yet some of the evil ones' spirit helped it still cause trouble. Prayer could prevent them from doing harm. To invoke the good spirit, the people fasted. The people fasted and prayed. What? 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 I thought fasting came from the Muslims. Oh, I guess everybody had a. What you gonna say, P? Go on.
No, I was just like, that's heavy right there. Cause that's what you told. You told that fasting, Ramadan, all these various things that deal with your diet comes from the
We all heard certain shit, even in you know, growing up Southern Baptist and shit. You know, shit. We don't growing up Southern Baptist fasting is like some big boy shit. Like you making a great dedication when you fast. I say it like that. So you listen to this shit, man. You know it kind of make it seem like even when you go back to that what is it monotheistic um terminology and shit.
the Muslim or the Islamic traditions. But this says otherwise right here.
But think about Taliqua. Taliqua. Qua. You know what I mean? Women are no name Qua, y'all. Look, Taliqua. I mean, I'm gonna go back and shit real quick. I can't get this shit out of my brain. Taliqua. 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 How many people y'all fucking no name Taliqua? Qua? Ta? Come on, man. Yo, you can't make this shit up, yo. You cannot make this shit up, yo. All right, fasting and pray. The infinite spirit also formed man from the clay and breathed life into him. So hold up. They got a story the same as the story that they telling you in the damn Bible? Without contact of Christ? No. How do they have a story the same as that's in the Bible without Christian contact? Because the Bible had to be invented in the Americas, y'all. Okay, fasting. What did they say Jesus did, or Yahshua? I mean, Yahshua, or whatever you want to call them. Okay, because like I said, I don't believe no Jesus. I don't believe no Caesar Borgia, but I do believe that there was an energy, or there might have been a person that walked who could have had the same qualities of such Yahshua, or what we consider to be Jesus. Hung, they said that
Hold
they
on, I'm
was
gonna play
anger
that back. I
people who
want
was
people to
freedom fighters,
realize
or
something.
people
Hold
who
on.
was. This story might have just came from our people,
Say what,
man.
bro?
What was they doing to people who was fighting? What did they do to certain people like Ty? Come on, man. Yo, you can't.
Baby phone playing in the background, but it's a name he said. Even with the Pope and them, it was a guy. They called him Caesar Jesus Bourgeois. Man, you probably don't remember when you still staying in Hazel. I used to watch this shit about the Pope, man. It had some wild shit going on with him and his family and shit. But one of his sons was like, he was revered, but his nickname was Jesus. So like he was like, man, I'm talking about even in the show, like the nigga was like a cold-blooded ass warrior. You see what I'm saying? And he went through a bunch of shit, even in the TV show. But like the daddy, he was a pope. But like yeah, it had a bunch of wild stuff going on the show, man. I ain't gonna count. But like even the picture that the white Jesus picture is predicted that it supposed to be that. Yeah, it supposed to be that guy, the Jesus bourgeois guy.
Can't make this shit up, yo. You cannot make this shit up, yo. All right, fasting and pray. The infinite spirit also formed man from the clay and breathed life into him. So hold up. They got a story the same as the story that they telling you in the damn Bible? Without contact of Christ? No. How do they have a story the same as that's in the Bible without Christian contact? Because the Bible had to be invented in the Americas, y'all. Okay, fasting. What did they say Jesus did, or Yahshua or whatever you want to call them? Okay, because like I said, I don't believe no Jesus. I don't believe no Caesar Borgia, but I do believe that there was an energy, or there might have been a person that walked who could have had the same qualities of such Yahshua, or what we consider to be Jesus. They said that they was hanging people who was freedom fighters, or people who was. This story might have just came from our people, man. What was they doing to people who was fighting? What did they do to certain people like Nat Turner? They lynched them, and they turned the motherfucker into cooking grease so people can see that, and they wouldn't get the idea to do the same fucking thing. What do? They lynch the person, or they crucify that person. Okay, now look, once again. The infinite spirit also formed man from clay and breathed life into him. When people went wrong, he sent a man and a woman to earth to teach humans how to live. Damn, bro, this shit is starting to regulate with me. Damn. It say the man was the son, younger brother. What? It say he instructed the people to keep a sacred fire constantly burning in the temple, because fire was a piece of the sun. He also gave the people a code of conduct and a daily living. The main rules were to kill only in self-defense, not commit adultery, not steal, nor lie, get drunk, or not to get greedy, but to give freely and share with those.
Sound like the
and
commandments to me.
y'all. Think about it. This is kind of the
Real
reason
talk.
we in the situation we in. Because these Europeans came here, a lot of us, we befriended them, we gave them stuff, we gave them little land instead of just.
Go ahead, bro. You can give me some commentary.
Well, no, I got my neighbor over here with me, and we was in the background speaking on some things, man. He was wondering, could y'all hear him talking? I told him, no, I had to cut the mic on. But this one of my neighbors. He originally from New Orleans. We call him N.O.
I can say something. Say, my brother, was telling my partner, I call your brother Mississippi. I just was telling him a lot of books in the Bible, like different countries they had went to, they had conquered and took. A lot of books they kept, and a lot of shit they burnt too. They had a team called Counselor Team.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, that's what I was telling them. I just saying, I know a little about it. A lot of stuff y'all talking about, I could relate to. A lot of shit we got westernized on, as black people. They took the Bible and flipped it around to control us.
Thanks. Yeah, they did it. And then you gotta think about all the books that's probably that they did publish, like Jubilee and Exodus, and you got the Book of Nostradamus, and and shit. Some people just call I forgot, they got another word they just call all them lost books, but I forgot the name of the word though.
Yep. Man, I mean, I like your live, bro. I mean, he put me on, and I mean, I could relate to that. I'm still catching up a lot of stuff I didn't know, and then they'll tell us a lot of our people from Africa, and a lot of it's not true. Some of our people was already in America.
As we will.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about, man. I can relate to that.
Yeah, it basically spinning the bean on the old video a guy had did, and but you know, like most of the slaves, or slave that came from Africa, a big percentage of them, you know, they got dropped off like in South and Central America and shit.
Yeah.
And then when you
Mm,
look at they festivals they had down there look like Mardi Gras. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And then
Same thing.
something like that, and then a lot of these holidays, people we celebrate. If we know the real meaning behind them holidays, we wouldn't even much celebrate them, bro. Just like Christmas and stuff like that. If they know the real Christmas, what the origin, where it come from, what the holiday really mean, it had that holiday, the Romans and shit like that. Man, they used to make out and have orgies and stuff. You feel me? With different, that wasn't with women, with men too. Look it up.
Yeah, I know it. I already know it.
Yeah, man, Christmas, and then like they do the tree, like the pine tree, that come from Nimrod. When he died, they used to paint, Nimrod, when he had died, they had painted this stuff with lights and ornaments like that. They adopted it. A lot of stuff they adopting from different origins. And flipping it.
Hey, look, bro. I don't mean to cut you out, but you can go ahead with the light. I gotta answer this call real quick.
All right, go ahead, then, bro.
Offing them, just straight offing them. You understand what I'm saying? Just like the people in the Sinhalese Island, where as soon as they send the motherfucking boats arrive, they can start letting off arrows on them. Like, nah, fuck that. Y'all ain't coming here. They can start letting off on them. Da, 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 da. And like I said, man, because these people wanted the land. They wanted to take your land. They wanted to make you a servant on your own motherfucking land. It's what we going through today. And then they bring other friends that's friends to them. And these people come here and they look and laugh at us while they come here and live good and laugh at your ass and say, oh, you Negroes don't want nothing. You never done nothing. And people who talk that shit, you should just look at them like with you. Like I said, man, I don't even want to get graphic with my thoughts. All right. So it said the main rule were to kill only in self-defense. Never commit adultery, not to steal, not to lie or get drunk, or not to get greedy, but only give freely and share with those in need. Okay. Religious rituals. And I'm gonna read this and we're gonna keep it moving. Because I know a lot of y'all not religious and y'all probably don't want to hear this, but yo, this is some great stuff right here, man. This is beautiful, right? This creation story is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. This is beautiful right here, yo. And I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this shit right here, yo. I'm definitely feeling this creation story.
It's fire. It's a heavyweight jam right here, man. Let's get some more likes in the building. Let's try to get 100 likes in this thing. Let's go, y'all.
Check this shit out, though. Check this shit out. We about to get down to the heavyweight joint right here. Listen to this. We about to finally find out what that feather crown mean. Listen to this. The great son was regarded as part of God. One of his daily duties was to ensure that the sacred fire stayed burning in the temple. Daily ritual began greeting his brother, his elder brother, the son, with a song and prayer, wailing 3 times and blowing smoke from the calumet pipe. It say in each of the 4 directions, east, west, north, south. I seen that shit done before. Then he checked on the fire. People could not enter the temple, but people could not enter the temple. These motherfucking Mongoloids don't have no damn temples. They don't have no fucking temples. So they stripped you from your whole culture, gave you the watered down story of history, and got you running around here praising some motherfucking Caesar Borgia who look like a fucking cracker, and therefore thou should not, you turn the other cheek. Okay? But they left food offerings there for the great.
Yeah, bro.
Son, the great son. Son of man, like, yo, this is like I said, look, man, we gonna hold up. We gonna go into some other things that's gonna
Oh, that one of my
collaborate this
brother
stuff, all right?
partners though by that crib.
Two
And then no
men
name.
tended the fire, which was never left alone to go out. The priest of the master of ceremonies wore a half crown of feather. It say, and carried a stick with a red and white feather. Every month, the entire tribe went to the temple and paid tribute to the great sun. He generally appeared before them wearing a feather crown. Wearing a feather crown, y'all. I don't think y'all heard that. I don't think y'all heard that. The two men tended to the fire, which was never alone to go out. The priest of the master of ceremony wore a half of crown of feather and carried a stick with red and white feathers. Each month, the entire tribe went to the temple and paid tribute to the great sun. He generally appeared before them wearing a feather crown. Okay? They removed your feather crown from your head. Okay? We see slaves, we see slaves wearing that feather crown. Okay? Let me see something, man. Hold on, it's coming up. Just hold up. God, yo. Damn, y'all. They got us, man. They fucking got us like a motherfucker, yo. Yo, the joke is on us, man. I swear to God, yo. I swear to God, the fuck joke is on us, man. Like, wow. My God. Damn, they got us, man. Look, this is a feather fucking crown right here, y'all. Let me see something. See that? More feather crowns. They go more feather crowns right here. And this is Virginia, but check it out. See this at the top? Feather crown. Feather crown. They go more feather crowns right here. But look. They go the ultimate feather crown. Feather crown. See this? Damn, son. That's why you don't see no Indians wearing that shit. I gotta read one more time, yo. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm probably like, man, this nigga bugging. The two men tended the fire, which was never allowed to go out. The priest of the master of ceremony wore a half of crown of feathers and carried a stick with red or white feathers. Each month, the entire tribe went to the temple and paid tribute to the great sun. He generally appeared before them wearing a feather crown and sitting in an ordinate chair carried by 8 throne bearers. Yo, my God, yo, I seen this shit. Let me see something, man. Let me see something. Let me see if I got that picture, yo. I got a picture just like that, y'all. Hold the fuck up. Yeah, they got us, y'all. Yo, they got us. Damn, they fucking got us, man. They got us like, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. They got us, man. They fucking got us, yo. With this fucking history, they got us, yo. I swear to God, they fucking got us, man. Damn, they got us, yo. My God, yo, they fucking got us. See this shit right here? Look. My God, yo, they fucking got us, boy. Sheesh, they got us. Damn. I want to find that. I got a picture with them sitting like that. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Damn, yo, they got us good. Even this one right here. Storm. Look at this shit. Damn, they got us, boy. They got us like a motherfucker. They got us. They got our own people over here. We are and telling us who the fuck we are. Now, look, this is New York. And this is a drawing from New York with a feather crown on right here. Like I said, I mean, look, man. I mean, look. I got days of people. Funnel. There's a crown again. It's called Little Sons. Usually usually he selected his brothers or uncles to serve in these positions. The principal woman's son, either the great son mothers or sisters chose his successors from among her sons or brothers, maintaining the tradition. The Natchez nation considered itself to have one of the oldest continually functioning governments in the world. As part of the four clans mother are in charge of the judicial affairs. Now look that up, yo, because clan mothers, head of the families, okay? Keepers are in charge of the judicial affairs of tribal life. The tribal members have any business they want to discuss at the council meeting. They let their clans mothers know. Tribal leaders are the principal peace chief, great son, and the principal warrior chief, called first warriors or second chiefs. They say they are expected to work together harmoniously, and like clan mothers, they are chosen for their enterprise and virtue. The peace chief oversees internal affairs and calls council of sons, which makes the final decision. Leaders from the other tribes are included in the councils. All council decisions are made in consensus, which means everyone must agree. Consensus, everyone must agree. Say in thousands, the Natchez nations are a great tribal of the Muskogee nations, and they have maintained their tribal government. The Natchez Kuso Indian tribe of South Carolina has an 11-member council with the chief, vice chief, and chairman, treasurer. The state recognized the tribe in 2010. All right. So let me see something. Yeah, this shit is deep, y'all. Man. All right, man. I'm gonna end that shit there.
Bro, y'all still there?
Oh, my neighbor just left.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Man, what you think about this shit, man? Hey, anybody want to hit the panel, man? Cause shit, I'm probably gonna have about 30 minutes of discussion. I'm probably gonna end that bit.
Well, yeah, man. I would listen to him, man. Like he's speaking a lot of facts on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Some of the stuff he's talking about, I might have to go and research myself. But
Yeah,
uh, but yeah, that's a good topic, man. I really like that right there, man.
yeah.
Like,
That
cause
video,
you
it
know,
like it about
don't
4 hours though.
be on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't too many people know that kind of knowledge. And you know what I'm saying? What's out there for us? You know what I'm saying? Crazy though.
Oh shit, damn. My shit show had blanked out for a minute. Hey, but check this out, man. Y'all probably finna get up out this bitch, man. I gotta go have something real quick. Hey man, shit. I'm gonna share that video to my community wall, man. Y'all go check that video out in its entirety and shit, man. South Dallas. I don't know if you want to piggyback on any of that. I'm gonna get with my brother and see who dude is. I don't think dude be on the internet like that. But salute to y'all, man, and y'all have a blessed day though. It's the damn mic, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm going, man. Salute to y'all, damn right. Damn. Young Thug caught on wiretap, encouraging YSL. Yeah, I'm gone, man. I'm gonna get back with y'all probably the next 2 hours, man. I'm gonna get back.
I don't really want friends, I ain't shaking no hand, cause these niggas be cool with the op. You fuck with them playing up for 2 in your top. Grab a 762 cause the roof is hot. With a bitch when I cruise in the drop. She give me hit to the league like snap. Still in the black and the off-white jacket. Never had lights, but I still to wreck. Dog granny in the kitchen when I'm cooking up cat. Done take the dough with the FN plan. Baby, oh, with the police, fuck nigga, ghost, how you fat. I'm gonna pick it out the can. My little bitch from A-League, she do nails and legs. Bitch from Creole, she do spills and magic. Foot on the pit, I'm grinding, I'm mashing. Walking the back like a model of fashion. All the blue hoods I got, I've been count so low, my finger got blueprints. 16 coupe beers with the blue tint. 3.5 back for the blue tint. Stick on my clip before need a rip. 250 a line, that's 100%. 200 rounds in the chop, I'm shooting like Will. Folded it up like a quill. We smoking jealousy, then she 300 and championship ring blinging, that's a trophy. Ice on my neck, made my shirt look so. I just been 1600 and oh, I can never let an op turn into a zop pack. I just let a dot you drop with an op. I just did a shot of cop, trying to learn how to FN cock man. These niggas cap, socks hat, yeah. They run their mouth like a podcast. That's why my business I never broadcast. On no block, we check these niggas all fast. Killers creeping out of top grade. All black Alexander McQueen, I'm a king. These niggas acting just make it the same. I got my best game from a fiend. I shoot with great aim like a Robocop. Glock 9 bang like a monoblock. Put up 8 plane in the soda pop. 20 in the bank and I got more stop. Went to Solomon and dropped the 40 watt. 10 for the bracelet, a phone 6. Killers come and kill you while you having phone 6. Nike dunks, I got a long. I don't really want friends, I ain't shaking no hand, cause these niggas be cool with the op. You fucking the plan up for 2 in your top. Grab a 762 cause the roof is hot. With a bitch when I cruise in the drop. She give me hit to the league like snot. Still in the black in the off-white jacket. Never had lights, but I still told the rest. Dog granny in the kitchen when I'm cooking up can. Done take the dough with the FN plan. Baby, oh, with the police, fuck nigga ghost, hey, family going picking out the can. My little bitch from A-League, she do nails and lashes. Mixed with Creole, she do spills and magic. Foot on a pill, I'm grinding, I'm mashing. Walking the bank like a model of fashion.